Yeah, okay, they can see, as you can see, we are live. They see Trump. Some people are excited to see Trump, other people are not so excited to see Trump. But, I mean, you know who is Trump in Guild Wars 2? It's Minister Cordicus, right? Cordicus is Trump.
Or, if you go on by the election, it could have been also, what's his name? Evan Nashblade.
Really?
I guess.
Yeah, except the other way, alternate reality, because Alan Keel won that election.
Yeah. But I mean, people actually wanted Evan to win, though.
Yeah.
See, I think Evan won the
United
popular
States
vote.
election here.
He didn't win the popular vote, though. He lost.
Oh, sorry, he won the Electoral College, but in Interior, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. They don't have the Electoral College. Things would have been very different. If then Evan would have won. Then we would have got what Fractal would we have gotten instead of the Thorman overreactor? Abaddon. I wonder if they still. Do you think they had both of them and they only implemented one? I feel like that's something that Guild Wars 2 would do. You know, they made both of them and only put one in the game. They just scrapped the other one. It's still there, sitting in the code somewhere. Oh well, I guess that doesn't happen now.
But it's good though. We're having a good audience today. What is it? 1.5 million viewers.
1.5 million.
Yeah, that's what it says down in the.
I like that. 1.5 million.
Are we live?
Yes.
We are live.
Why is my computer's? If I disconnect, I apologize. My internet's been really bad the last week.
Oh no.
I hope you do disconnect, Ink. I hope you can never make a video again.
Wow.
It's highly possible.
That is pretty brutal right there. Inks is gone now. He has left us. He has departed thanks to the internet. Good job. What internet provider are you with? Shit talk them. Go.
Bell. Yeah, Bell. They're terrible.
Oh, there you go. They're terrible.
She told me that. Okay, so the story goes like this: the WAN, the WAN, has been dropping, and when it drops, of course, it cuts the internet out, and it goes away for a couple of minutes, and then it comes back, sometimes seconds. So I called up to get some help, and she's like, "Okay, let me check the stability of your line." Well, when I called her, nothing was wrong. It doesn't last long enough for them to run, for me to call them to get through, because you got to wait through the fucking automated bullshit and actually talk to somebody. It doesn't last long enough for that to happen. So she's like, let me check the stability of your line. I said, well, the stability is going to be fine right now. Everything's working. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So she says, well, let me run it. So she comes back and says, everything's fine. Yeah, no shit. I just told you that. So then she says to me, did a technician install your modem? And I just said yes, because if I say no, she'll say, that's the problem. So I just said, yep, yeah, sure. Your technician, plugged the modem into the wall. So then she says, is the cord longer than 6 feet? And I said, it's the cord that came with the modem that you sent me, that comes from your company. Yes, it's longer than 6 feet. That's the problem. So I tried to explain to her that that doesn't. Yeah, I tried to explain to her that doesn't logically make any sense, because I've been a customer for more than 2 years, or approximately 2 years, and I've never had this issue. And the modem cord length has always been the same. It's always been in the same position. And she just kept repeating herself over and over and over again. If it's longer than 6 feet, the signal degrades and you're losing the signal. And she just kept repeating that 3 or 4 times. So then she's like, I'm going to send you a cord shorter than 6 feet. I said, if you do that, then my computer, my cat cable, won't reach the modem. So I still won't be connected to the internet. She says, I'm sending the cable right now. I'm sending it. So I was like, whatever.
And you're going to like it.
So then she tried to sell me TV.
Oh.
Like, I noticed that
you don't have it?
I noticed you don't have a TV provider. We have some great packages that involve TV and internet. And I said, if you can't provide a stable internet, why the fuck would I buy an unstable TV connection? I said, stabilize your internet and get it to work, and then we can talk about TV. Which we can't talk about because I'm not buying TV from them anyway. But it's besides the point. So then I hung up. And it's been shit ever since. And I tried their cord, and it doesn't make any difference, just as I suspected it would not. And there you go.
Okay.
So I don't know what I'm going to
There's
do.
no conceivable way that would make any difference.
I know that.
It's just
And
customer
I tried
service.
to explain that to her.
They just
But
have a
she didn't want
script.
to listen.
All they have
She
is a
literally
script.
just kept repeating the same thing over and over again, verbatim. So she's reading from the screen.
Yep. That's exactly what happens. I mean, that's customer service. They just read off the script until you go away, pretty much.
Yep. So
I had a similar conversation with Virgin Media actually. It was fun. And then I actually got trolled when I was talking to. I asked to go talk to someone who actually knew about the tech stuff, and they passed me on to billing. They actually just trolled me. They just passed me on to someone completely irrelevant. I said, "What is this?" It's like why are they? It doesn't make any sense. And then
I mean, my Twitter conversation with Virgin Media was great. They replied to me.
Yeah, because what did you?
And I
You
found
said
out
something
that
like, "Thank you
they're-
for providing such a great service" or something. Oh, the Trump
Yeah.
face is slipping. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I was talking to a technician, But anyway, yeah, and I found out they're raising rates. So I'm like,
They're raising rates.
they're raising
Wow.
the rate. Yeah, they're raising by $5 a month. It's going up.
Switch servers, switch providers.
Yeah, I mean, I can, but the provider I was with before, it's the same
Rogers?
nonsense. No, I don't have Rogers in my city, so it's either Cogeco or Bell, or like there's Tech Savvy, but they don't provide an unlimited bandwidth. So
Yeah. You need unlimited. Are you sure B2B2C does provide it?
they don't have unlimited though.
Because where I was, they had unlimited.
Yeah, I checked the package for my area. Yeah. There's only one other option, but it's a third-party company that I think goes through Bell anyway. So I still have to deal with Bell when there's a problem. So then why go through that company?
Oh, well, that
It's
is
just
good.
it's just frustrating and ridiculous.
Someone's about to be arrested. Oh no.
Oh, that's been constant. The fire trucks have been either to my building or the building across the street 4 times in the last 2 days.
Wow.
People are literally just trying to burn the 2 buildings down. It'd be nice if they would stop.
Yeah. I imagine some people need those buildings.
I would like to have my house not burnt down.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. What about Guild Wars 2, guys? I think nothing's happened. Oh wait, no, it's Lunar New Year, isn't it? That's right.
Yeah.
So it's time to make free money. I love this festival because, especially with someone who has a lot of accounts. Okay, I've got a good chunk of accounts, guys. And you can use this time to literally print money. Because if you buy your envelopes and you cap on Magic Find, 700, 800%, you literally make free money for doing absolutely nothing. 16 gold a day, and you can get out more than 16 gold a day. It's the year of the cock. Yes, it is.
That's right. And so is that literally the only thing to this festival? Besides that, and there's that and Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can play Dragon Ball. So there's that.
Do you want to play Dragon Ball, though? I don't really care.
I won 10 games. I went 10-1, and I'm like, okay,
Holy
I've had
shit.
enough Dragon Ball.
What a good
Whoa.
Inks.
Can't do that in season 5. can
Yeah, I
you?
can't do that in season 5. but
Thanks.
hey,
What's your Dragon
Do it in
Ball
Dragon
ranking?
Ball, yeah. What's your
Oh,
rating in
number
Dragon
2
Ball?
NA.
Yeah.
there's no ranking. How great would that be, right?
I mean, honestly, Inks, how are you not top 10 NA in PvP? Like, NA is just, come on, noobs.
I'm not very good. I'm exactly where I belong in silver. I had a funny conversation earlier in the week where I was on a team, and as soon as I got on the team, this is my first PvP match of the day. It's a couple of days ago. So I log on to Engineer to do the Engineer Daily. And as soon as I get in there, some warrior was trash talking the team in map chat. He's like, oh my God, I'm with the same scrubs again. I fucking hate this game. The PvP is fucking horse shit. All these players suck on my team. I'm gonna lose. And the guys on the other team were just kind of laughing at him and like, haha, free win, easy win, whatever. So we start playing the match, and the entire time throughout the match, he would go far, and he'd be like 4 versus 1, easy, you're all fucking dead, and then he would die at the end or something, I don't know, to the 5th guy. He kept dying, but he kept saying like 4 versus 1 easy, 3 versus 1 easy. You guys all suck on the opposite team. He says, I don't even know how we're losing this match. You guys are all terrible. He says, my team is just pure hell trash, right? He just kept trash talking the whole match.
What a guy! I love these guys.
And at one point, there's a Necro on the other team, and he's like, "It's okay, man. I'm just God tier. That's why your team is losing." And so then that triggered the Warrior. So then he just starts trash talking the Necro even harder. So at one point, so by the end of the match, we win like 500 to 225.
Holy shit!
But apparently we're all trash tier. The Warrior's like, I just carried the whole game myself. 4 versus 1 at every node, and it's just like, oh my gosh! I was like, he had like 9 deaths in the match.
I love this. Those guys are my favorite. How can you not love people like that?
I'm just like, we're all in silver. All of us are trash. Every single player in this match is absolutely.
It's the reason you're here.
God, I'm just like rolling my eyes. But he's just just the most toxic trash talking you can imagine was coming out of the Warrior and Necro's mouth.
Well, that's actually pretty funny. I mean, sure. I mean, honestly, kind of watching the players is more fun than the actual game at this point. You know, because they do such weird things sometimes. Yeah. People behave people. I love people in PvP, in any PvP game. I love how kind of caught up in it people get. They just start going crazy. You know, if they lose a game, they just can't handle it.
And don't get me wrong. If you were legendary or platinum, I could kind of understand it. I'd be like, okay, you guys kind of get a pass because you must be pretty decent to get at that level or stay at that level consistently. We're in like somewhere in silver, okay? You're not that good. I'm sorry.
I think for me, I might have reached. We might have reached the point in the PvP season that happens less often, because I just played the last 2 days or so a little bit of PvP. I got up to the Byzantium chess. I beat that, so that now I was able to get a full set of Ascended gear from playing this season of PvP.
Well, and it's 1 piece, right?
Minus 1 piece, yeah. And I crafted that piece, and I didn't really encounter any of that like in the last 3 or 4 days at all.
It's been getting, I think actually as the season goes on, it's been getting worse. When I first started playing the season, which was right around New Year's, it wasn't that bad, but it gets every day, it gets saltier and saltier. I guess people are trying to probably push themselves, and when they get, you get matched up on bad teams, or you're generally just belong where you're at and don't want to accept that, people get really upset and salty and just angry.
Yeah.
Maybe NA is just toxic.
I think EU is more toxic. I actually think EU is more toxic than NA, because I see this quite a lot, actually. I mean, I don't know. It seems like in Platinum it's where things really get serious. That's when, wow, we can't afford to lose a single game. There are actually some very, very mannered players there as well. This isn't actually a majority. This doesn't actually happen that often. I'd say like 1 every 5 games, there's one guy on one of the teams kind of going crazy, just flaming people, saying, oh my god, this is uncarryable, I can't do anything, my team is hell trash. It's actually pretty good. But I think most PvP games, people just don't actually say anything. Like Hamato says, like people are just pretty silent, they just want to play. And just get it over.
I have not had that experience. I just trigger them. Yeah. They don't even know who the fuck I am, but my presence triggers everybody.
You're actually lucky. Honestly, Salt is very well known, unfortunately, and people will just immediately flame as soon as they see someone from Salt. It's like, yeah, go back to PvE, and then I fucking carry them. Fucking retards.
I created a new character for this PvP season. I just made a new name, level 2 character, and then went in offline mode and just go like that.
No, the
fingers
key,
in my ears.
The key to being happy in PvP is as soon as you load in, block your team and block the enemy team as well.
Just block everybody.
Yeah. Actually, if you're upset with raids, this works in raids as well. As soon as you join a raid group, block everyone. Just immediately. And that's good advice, that's really solid advice.
Yeah, but aren't you liable to get kicked from a raid if they're trying to talk to you and you just don't respond ever?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. But you can't hear them, so it doesn't matter.
Suddenly you'll just see the loading screen and be like, well, I guess I got kicked.
Yeah, okay. Something went wrong.
Oh my
Doesn't
gosh.
matter.
I was talking to a friend last night, and they said they got kicked out of a pug Matthias because they joined on a Tempest, and Tempest died. That is what the raid said.
Wait, they joined on a Matthias kill.
They joined a pug Matthias on a Tempest, and they got kicked, and the raid said Tempest die. So that's why they kicked them.
Wait, what?
Oh, so they don't want any Tempest in their group because Tempest
Yep.
died.
That's it. Wait, oh, this is on
That's
NA.
some good logic.
On NA, yeah.
Yeah.
That is absolutely bizarre because the EU pugs are so retarded. Apologies to EU puggers. I'm sure you're not all like this, but they will only accept Tempests as DPS.
Yeah.
In fact, pugs on EU will only play with 2 Chronos, 2 Warriors, 2 Druids, and 4 Elementalists. Even though most of the pug Ellies are probably so bad that you could literally be better than them auto-attacking on Thief.
No, NA is really weird because you have people that are like that, but then you have people who just like they're just these little like anti-meta cretins that just get together and they're like, nah, we're not gonna have the meta. No, sir.
And Fractals in EU is all Necros and Druids. If you don't play one of those classes, go fuck yourself. We don't want you on our team.
That's how it needs to be because that is the best way to do Fractals. Still.
Well, I joined a Fractal pug, okay, and there was this guy, and it was only Viper Necro, right? Only Viper Necro, and I said, hey, you know what? We'd be doing a lot more damage if we had a warrior for might. And then the guy just responds to me and says, listen, bit. What did he say? He said, he said he was like really well spoken. He said, either comply with the LFG or get out. It says, oh my god, wow, holy shit, this guy just demolished me. I was like, hey dude, I'm just saying, maybe we could do the bosses a little bit quicker if we had some might. And that's when he just starts flaming me.
That misses the whole entire point. And
I had a really
no Inks. Either comply with the LFG or get out. I'm talking right now. So like the whole point of that composition is just to AFK face roll over everything and never have any trouble because it's easy, and that's what it does. Like taking the warrior is going to make it faster, maybe. Like if the warrior can AFK as well as the Necros and not die. But like people say, "Oh, well, just take a warrior, make it a little bit faster." Oh, well, just take a mesmer, make it a little bit even more faster. Oh, well, just and then like suddenly you don't even have that comp anymore, and like that comp is just so safe and lazy and broken that like there's no reason to really take anything else. And just like ArenaNet designed that just to like trivialize the content.
I think warrior is such a big deal though. Like even compared to mesmer, like warrior is so good. Because not only do you get the might on everyone, but you also get the burning, so the epidemic is even better, you know? Like, so yeah, you can still just spam epidemic and it's auto attack on Scepter, but it's just, you know, even more abusive even. I mean, I can understand.
The warrior has more to do. It takes away the, like, some mindless.
I can kind of understand, like not using Ellies, because Ellies you actually have to dodge, whereas Necro you can just AFK. But still, you know, I don't know. Go ahead, someone. Inks or Brazil.
I ran with a really good druid. He was a Magi druid the other day. First time I guess I've ever run with a real Magi druid in Fractals. We just all stacked on the boss and never moved for uncategorized and for the underground one. Like literally, that's all we did. He just healed through all the damage. Didn't even have to move. Yay, mechanics!
That's very remarkable because whenever I try and go Fractals with people who are, well, pugs basically, I always end up getting PvP'd. Like social awkwardness is, I think people think Fractals are way harder than they actually are because people just start running into each other and just go, oh, where's all this damage coming from?
Yesterday I had that experience. I was trying to do Cliffside and Swamp, and for whatever reason, it took me hours to complete, which shouldn't be the case, but hours of being in a group and then leaving the group and finding another group because of social awkwardness and toxic trails. People just don't know how to, either they don't know how or they don't want to deal with the mechanics. They just all group together and kill each other.
Yep.
Nobody wants to deal with mechanics. In any case, so what I did with which I'm currently trying out right now, so I'm a little distracted. What I did with the set of armor that I got from PvP is I made Viper's light armor.
Oh, what? Wait, Connie Mesmer.
Because it could work for Condi Mesmer, and
Not Condi Ellie.
It could work for Condi Ellie, and it could work for Condi Necro.
Okay.
And right now I'm testing out Condi Ellie, and you get 34k with unrealistic buffs if you're just going straight DPS, which is pretty good.
But when the boss doesn't move, though.
Yeah, when the boss doesn't move.
Because if he moves, aren't you kind of screwed?
No, not terribly screwed. I mean, it only lasts 10 seconds, the wildfire.
Wait, isn't focus better? Wait, what's going on?
No, Warhorn. Warhorn's better.
Why is Warhorn better?
Wildfire is overpowered.
Wildfire is, it's lasts 10 seconds, and how long does the burn last? 4 seconds with 100% duration.
Yeah.
So that's 40 seconds of burning.
Yeah. I think with focus, doesn't it last 6 seconds, the burning, with 106%? Wait, hang on, wait.
So that's 600 seconds of burning.
What's the HP on the golem? What's the HP on the golem?
The HP on the golem is 4 million?
4 million, okay, that's fine.
Why?
Because it has to be 4 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but also it's less finicky, the wildfire.
Fair enough.
Right, but you're still playing an Ellie, so what's the point?
What do you mean?
Ellie already has fantastic damage, so
yeah, it's just.
But this is Condi, so he's trying to replace Engineer and Ranger. You see, Inks. He wants to only play Ellie.
Exactly.
You see what I mean?
People already do that.
Just don't play anything except Ellie. You know.
It'll allow somebody to use a necromancer.
Yeah. Focus 4 Flame Wall puts plus a fire aura, which will proc the ticking damage in raids. So focus has more. Warhorn lets you bring Heatsink to spread fury and might more.
Yes, it does.
Wildfire is still good.
Yeah, like your group will never run out of might with a Warhorn.
I mean, it's definitely been buffed. They did buff the glyph, right, as well. And they made the signet stronger as well. The signet of fire, yeah. You know? So, because it gives 4 burn stacks, you know, it's pretty good. So what are you running right now? You run, what, Arcane, Fire, and Tempest, yeah?
Arcane, Fire, and Tempest, yeah. But so there's another option of trying to, well, no, actually, it's not really an option, never mind. Because you could be stupid you could be stupid and do Earth, but it's not really worth it. Yeah, especially if you're doing Dagger Warhorn. If you're doing Scepter Warhorn, you're doing 5k less DPS, and yes, you're making more might for everybody, but since you have warriors, you don't need it. So, yeah. You could might-wise replace a warrior with a Scepter Warhorn Condi Ellie, but you can't replace its other boons and buffs.
It's true.
Yeah, might-wise and Fury.
It's just a DPS build, yeah? And it has some little support features as well.
Mm-hmm. And so one thing you could do is one thing I was trying out was it was 27k DPS on the 4 million golem unrealistic, which is not great. It's pretty good, but not great. And it went fire to earth to fire to earth to fire to earth. And so with that, and also you could from earth going back into fire, you could swap into air tune really quickly. And with that, you give everybody all the might and the fury and some protection, like an 80% uptime for protection or something like that, and some swiftness, but those aren't necessarily that useful either.
No,
so that's it.
I don't know. I don't know, Boots.
I know, it's not worth it.
I don't know. But then, so you're saying you get 80% uptime and protection, but imagine if you had a Revenant that gave you more boon duration.
Good point. 100% uptime protection.
But then the Rev just pulses protection. Ah, shit.
That's true. You don't need it then.
Uh-oh.
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 But also, just in general, having a Warhorn. I mean, you'd still have a Warhorn in a fresh air build anyway. So, but just having a Warhorn's good for an alley because it makes the application of all the boons you have on you and on your group much more applied. So, like, you always have your quickness, always have your might, always have your fury, etc.
Yeah. I have to say, Sand Squall is so good. Sand Squall is a god tier ability.
Exactly.
It does everything. It gives protection, then it gives quickness and everything. Yeah, the Gorseval solo, yeah, that was a bug. A bunch of us already knew about it. I believe it. I think this guy actually just stole views from someone else who already did it before, if I recall correctly, Brazil. But never mind. Did you see there was a video of the Sylvan Hound glitch versus Gorseval? I don't know. It's fucking old news. People have known about this for a while now, and it's finally made a video.
Yeah.
In fact, I've seen a duo of Gorseval that's quicker than the record right now, so it's really funny. The 10-man record beaten by 2 players. Honestly, I don't know why these QT guys even think they're actually good. They're noobs, honestly. They lost to 2 druids. I mean, what the fuck? They don't even have DPS. Wow. Rebound works with all the other racials, so they only patch Sylvan Hounds? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? I mean, really?
Why does it surprise anybody?
I mean, why didn't they patch all of them? Come on. I know it works with the Mistfire Hounds at least, but never mind. I don't know. Whatever. Why didn't they patch the other ones? Well, I get maybe they want some more videos. You know, they want some more videos, but I guess that's fine.
And so, yeah, I don't know. Some people in chat are saying I'm trying to push the Condi Alley thing. It's not. I'm not pushing it. I don't know if you could tell by my tone, but I'm not really excited about it. So,
what is the next? What's the next bad build? Well, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
You just got it. You just previewed it.
I'm probably gonna talk about the that Burst Thief one. I'm gonna finally make a video on the Burst Thief.
Holy shit!
Because I like that one. It's a lot of fun in PvP and World vs. World and stuff. Yeah.
What about? I mean, yeah. We need another expansion, right? We need another expansion so you can make more videos.
I'm waiting for it. Yeah. I think so. Okay, let's talk expansion then. Let's talk expansion. I'm gonna close this game. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a patch that just gave us the Lunar Holiday. Lunar Holiday. Did they say how long it's gonna last?
2-3 weeks. Maybe till the
2 weeks.
To the end of the season, maybe, or something? How about that?
Until February 8th, is that what it was?
Yeah, February 8th.
That would be a pretty long time.
You think it'll be a long time?
February 7th?
Yeah. That's not that long away, is it?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Oh, I guess it is kind of a long way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And since the patch before this was a gem store update, I would say that last Tuesday's patch was a content patch. So that means that this Tuesday coming up is probably also just going to be a small update, maybe with like one of those little living world things that nobody, well, it'll
be gem store stuff.
Gem store, and then, but also probably maybe one of those,
current events,
the rifts or the current events.
I don't have faith in that.
It's been a while. It's been a while, hasn't it, since the last one?
Yeah, but I would say they could do current events to like prep for the next living world thing.
They could.
Yeah, I think it's very possible.
I don't think they will.
I think it's very possible.
When are you expecting the next living world? It's
February 7th.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's very fair. What next week is? So this Tuesday is the 24th?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Hold on. Oh, my computer just froze. Oh, 1 second. Okay, so 24th and then the 31st of January is the Tuesday after that. I would say the 31st is probably when the next thing would be. The next big thing. So it's either the living world or what? A raid?
Yeah, new raid. Easy.
Yeah. What would you expect first, the living world or the raid?
I'm actually not sure.
Close.
I think they'll come at the same time because I think they'll both be related. I think the raid's going to continue on the White Mantle story, Yeah, and I think we'll go up and explore around the place. I think we'll probably go to the Isles of Janthier next. I think the raid is going to be before the main storyline gets there or afterwards, and we're going to pick up extra stuff because, raids can't be the main story, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So
Is that why you think they'll come together?
I think the raid will probably only be one wing too, honestly.
One wing, so just 4 bosses? And then we have to
Yeah.
wait for a very long time? Oh, God.
Yeah.
So you don't think there's going to be multiple wings?
I was so
No,
optimistic.
not for this one.
I was so optimistic. I thought we'd be getting like a raid every 3 months, but it's,
I mean, that's
it's all...
Oh,
that's that's okay as long as the next raid doesn't take another. How long's it been since Wing 3?
7 months.
it'll be a year.
7 months? Really?
It'll be a year. It'll
Yeah,
be a
it was
year
in
for
June. It was in June, the last raid. Like late June. So like
It won't
6
be a
months.
year.
Wait, if there isn't another raid before the next expansion, I'm actually gonna be really sad.
A lot of people
I
are
don't know
stating
why you
stuff.
think that there will be.
Wait, you
A lot
think
of
that you think there won't be Brazil?
No, there won't be.
You
There
don't
won't
think?
be what?
Another raid wing before the expansion. So there'll be this raid wing, and I'm really hoping that there's another raid
One
wing
more.
before the expansion. One more. I would be satisfied. You know what? One more? I'll take that, ArenaNet. 2 more? Feels amazing, man. 3 more? Lol. No, that's not happening. But no, like
There will be the next raid that we're getting, which I have heard through the grapevine that legendary armor still won't be done by the time it's released.
That doesn't surprise me.
And so basically you'll be able what I have heard is that you'll be able to finish the collection, but you won't be able to for the precursor tier 2, but you won't be able to make the armor yet.
What would you need to make the armor?
That'll make people
another
pretty
raid,
upset.
or
The gift of the pact, that's literally the only thing that they haven't put into the game yet for it aside from the collection stuff.
gift of the pack?
Yeah, it's 1,500 of each map currency in total for all the pieces.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Okay.
See, I don't know. I guess I envisioned that we would get another 2 to 3 raid wings in a single raid, and that would carry us over into the expansion.
I hope that too. But the fact that they prompted us in earlier on in the year saying that some raid wings might only have 1 raid. Some raids would only have 1 wing. Some wings would only have 1 boss. Makes me think that they're planning on doing that sometime soon. So
Well, we know this one has 4 bosses.
Yep. And
Yeah.
none of them are events either.
wait,
None of them are
why,
events.
Wait, why do we know this one has 4 bosses?
They
They
told
told
us.
us.
Yeah, it was
We
from
know.
Ask Me Anything.
Oh, it was from Ask Me Anything. Okay.
And there's no bandit trio. However, guys, I think they're going to be very easy because they were tested by NA, it seems. So I don't know
Oh, boy.
if they're struggling with it. I also heard from Reddit that QT have been testing it and they were struggling with the last boss. Get wrecked, QT. Goodbye. Say goodbye to your world first. Like some guy randomly starts saying, "Oh yeah, QT, are you guys still struggling with the last boss? QT's not even fucking testing." Just wow, trying to disqualify him. Trying to disqualify.
Well, there was somebody earlier in chat saying that Snow Crows was apparently spilling some info. I don't know whether that's true or not. but-
Nike said Snow Crows said the new raid will take people over 24 hours to figure out and complete in Rocker's stream, and says
Or
the next
solve
balance
3
patch
hours.
will buff energies and necros. But you know what the big thing is here is, guys, I bet Snow Crows don't use Minstrel Chrono. Okay, I use Minstrel Chrono.
That's it.
Salt
You
uses
can one
Minstrel
man
Chrono.
raid.
So, I mean, we're just going to be that AFK saying, wow, I mean, Snowcrows found this hard. Maybe they should have used Minstrel Chrono. They were probably, really try-harding. They were using full Zerk. Like, everyone's going Zerker. They don't even know any other type of gear type. They're all in Scholarins. They're all going crazy. And, you know what? They're just going to die, you know? They got no health. They got no tankiness. But then you have Minstrel Chrono. Fucking easy win. Simple as that. Yeah, Bracky did use Minstrel Chrono on the 3-man, didn't he? That's a good point. Shit. It might actually be hard. Guys, we're in trouble. Oh god. Well,
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see a Necro buff, but it's never going to be the same as the minions. I love the minstrel. I love I love the minions. I also love minstrel, but yeah. See, haha, we have minstrel Chrono too. That's true, Hamato. I like your build actually. That's a good build.
I don't have a lot of faith in the PvE balance being significant for the game. Unfortunately, I wish I had more faith, but I just don't. I do hope that
it's small balance patch.
People are saying that it might come out next Tuesday. That's the rumor going around, and I hope that's true because that would prep people before a raid to figure out whatever the builds are going to be and so forth. But I just don't have. After seeing the last couple of balance patches, even when they're starting to separate the different game modes, the balance is just very minor and small little changes to things. And some classes need larger changes than others. So I don't know.
For PvP, they weren't too minor. I mean, it definitely nerfed Revenant a good amount, and it nerfed NG a lot of their survivability skills. Warrior did not have some of the things that needed nerf, but also anyway. And the patch before that, the last balance patch before that, was basically a world versus world balance patch, right? That kind of just also affected PvE.
Right, that didn't really separate things properly.
So if this is truly a PvE balance patch, would that be just for raids?
I mean, that's a big saying. Nothing I don't think will be PvE only, but I do think there's going to continue to be more separation of balance going forward. When we get a new season, those balance changes will all be very PvP focused, like we've seen at the start of season 5. So I'm hoping, and it's a pretty big hope, I guess, at this point, that the changes that we see pre-raid will be mostly PvE focused, even though that's not really the history we've seen before.
Do you think? Okay, so let's talk about what could be in a raid-focused PvE balance patch. What are the things you guys think are needed?
For a start, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to pretend Revenant doesn't exist.
What can we do to make Revenant exist again, though?
I honestly don't know. That's the thing. I actually don't know what you could do to make Revenant good. Seriously. Buff it, double its DPS. Literally double its DPS. And then
which I'm not going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And then just buff Necro and NG a little bit, and then we're good to go.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
Granted.
Done.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Buff Ventari? I mean, Ventari Revenant, it would be so cool if it was a thing. Okay, how about this? They take Grace of the Land away from Druid, they just give it to Revenant. Grace of the Centaur. There we go.
So the rumor is that Grace of the Land is getting nerfed.
Uh-oh.
Thank goodness.
But it's also kind of getting buffed.
Wait, what do you mean?
Wait, what?
So the duration apparently is getting buffed from what I heard from other streams. But the amount that it provides is getting nerfed.
Is a nerf. That is a nerf then.
It means that it'll be easier to maintain.
I absolutely hate, but they are making everything easier so bad players can still be bad at raids and think they're better than they actually are. That makes me incredibly angry.
I mean, that's just a rumor. I don't know.
It also just means that that you won't need 2 Rangers to upkeep Grace of the Land.
You'll need it for Slothaur anyway. And Spirits. Yeah. The Spirits are so good.
It's true. But maybe they're giving you the option of only taking 1 Ranger instead of 2. Like, it's possible.
What does Grace of the Land at max stacks currently provide?
It's like 15%.
15%. It's insane. It's damage and condition.
And condition damage.
It is too good. It is Ranger. Ranger is too good. They just need to cut everything it does in half, and then it'll be fine. Or just honestly, just take away Grace of the Land. Just completely take it away. Easy. It's fixed.
I don't know whether Nike's here or not, but I think it was on his stream that I was hearing some of the people talk about the different rumors. But yeah, it was the percent DPS increase that Grace of the Land provides would be reduced, would be nerfed, but the uptime on Grace of the Land would be easier to maintain.
So I don't see that I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense because since usually people only take 2 Rangers anyway, you probably have
Let's take 4 now.
But when they nerf it and extend the duration, you won't need 4, you won't need 2, but you probably will take 2 anyway, so you'll still have 100% uptime, but it'll just be nerfed, which is good. Do you think they're going to nerf it to 5% instead of 15%?
That would be pretty brutal, but you'd still take it anyway. That's the thing. Even if it was 1%, you'd still take druids.
It needs to be 0%.
What, it gives a buff? 0%?
I think the rumor was that 5 stacks would give 10% in total. I think it was
2% each.
I think it was 2% per stack. I might be wrong on that though.
That's difference is strong.
The difference is I think currently the maximum is 15%, right? For 5 stacks.
Yeah.
But most people can maintain about 4 on average. Is that approximately correct?
What, right now?
3.
Right now, yeah.
Right now, I like most druids probably do like 2 or something. I don't know. And,
really, that bad?
Yeah, and really good druids will do close to 4, like very close to 4.
Basically, you're just buffing druid for everyone that plays it now.
It depends. It depends
they did the same thing to Chronomancer. Chronomancer takes significantly less skill to play now than it did. Like significantly less. Like you don't even have to think about anything. You press 2 buttons at the same time. That's how you play.
People are saying like 3 to 4 if they're really good. 2.5. Somehow you get that half a stack in there.
Well, they're probably gonna. Okay, so they're gonna probably make it a nerf overall. They're not gonna equalize it with the extended duration, right? It's gonna probably be something along the lines of from 3% each stack to 2% each stack, and then from 8 seconds each to 10 seconds each.
You don't understand. Because if they make it easier to upkeep and the bonus is the same, then they just buffed it for everyone that plays it already and maintains that same bonus right now.
Of course, but the bonus is not going to be the same.
It wasn't the same in practicality before, so it doesn't matter.
I'm not understanding what you're saying, Brazil.
I know, because you're inferior intellectually to me, so that stands to reason.
Brazil, if you reduce the Grace of the Land from 3% to 2% and increase the duration from 8 seconds to 10 seconds, that is a overall reduction of the amount of percent you're going to get.
What happens if I drop a feather in a vacuum, and what happens if I drop a feather just outside in my backyard?
Wait, what the fuck?
No. See, this is a really great analogy because reality is different than a spreadsheet. So if the max bonus was 100% DPS increase right now, but people could only upkeep 5%, which is what they do, and then they change it so the max is only 5%, but it's way easier to upkeep. People are going to be upkeeping the same percent damage bonus in reality, but now it's just going to be way easier to do.
No, because the boost per thing is lower.
Hold on.
Stop it. Because what they did is they nerfed Chronomancer for the good players. Chronomancer players are now capped at basically what bad Chronomancer players can do. There's no more like upkeeping permanent quickness on an entire group with one person anymore. It doesn't happen. And bad Chronos couldn't do that anyways. So they just equalized it all. We have Wars 2 socialism right now. Merkel is in charge of ArenaNet confirmed.
What?
By Brazil.
Hold on. Just stop.
A bad player playing badly with the numbers I gave you, it's still a nerf.
Right. Well, hold on. They're nerfing good druids, basically. If you're a bad druid, this will actually be better for you.
Inks has confirmed that he is intelligent because he understands the point now. They are nerfing good players.
Right.
Yeah, fine.
They're normalizing the skill.
It's not an overall nerf, even if you're a bad player playing badly.
It's kind of a wash.
It's not.
It's not a wash. It's literally by the numbers lower.
No. Hold on. Realistically,
they upkeep the same bonus. It's just easier to do it now. That's what the situation is.
Yeah.
Currently players, good druids are providing 9 to 12% bonus. Okay. Mm-hmm. If they nerf it down to 10%, but make it 12 seconds, because I think that was the rumor, it'll be easier to upkeep, meaning that most players will be able to maintain 10%. So bad players.
If it's 12 seconds, you're absolutely right. But when I
Right,
said
so
10
bad
seconds,
players
it wouldn't be. It would be a nerf.
So bad
'Cause-
players or bad druids or people who are not very good at druid will have an easier time maintaining the stacks now. But good players will actually see maybe a 2% nerf.
I totally agree with you, because if you go from 8 seconds to 12 seconds and 3 to 2, that equalizes. So yes, you're nerfing good players and you're helping bad players. But if it goes to 10 seconons, it's a nerf.
Well, okay.
Which is what I said.
Let's just agree on this then. Either way, it is punishing good players. Either way. Can we just agree on that?
Really just, they
punish good druids because now good druids can't just keep up an infinite necro minion train anymore, and they nerf necromancers. They nerfed that. And then they nerfed Chronomancer, which made me very, very angry because there's no point. There's not even no point to be a good Chronomancer anymore. There just isn't a good Chronomancer anymore unless you're like 3-manning Veil Guardian. Like, that's the only situation that you can actually demonstrate you're better at Chrono than anyone else. And like, there are still the just trash tier Chronos that don't do anything. They just go out and throw Tides of Time and then like Blurred Frenzy and auto attack. And they think, I've done my job. I've played Chronomancer. Like, there are those, but like, they just became the great equalizer and just nerfed it to the point where like, they just deleted the skill cap from it. And they did that with Chrono. Now they're gonna like do that with Druid apparently, which the Chrono stuff was like, oh, they'll never do that. That's just fake speculation. Turns out it was right. So I'm totally expecting this for Druid. However, Druid is still the only healer that you would ever take because its offensive buffs are so significant that it outclasses everything else because healing doesn't actually really matter that much.
And this change won't change anything.
No, it won't.
As far as which healer you're going to take anyway. On paper, it's going to appear like a nerf to most players who
No. Hold on. Kyrie says Brazil is really playing the wrong game. That is wrong. That is incorrect. Because I play this game because I like the graphics, I like the animations, I like the character. If you watch my account tour, that was almost an hour of me talking about wardrobes, and I can't go do that in another game. I love that. But I want to be able to go play hard PvE content with skill and have fun with that. But they have insisted on not letting me do that for the past 4 years. So, I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, on paper it's going to appear to be a nerf, but really it's just a wash of normalization. That'll be the reality of most druids, unless you're just not very good at druid, and then it'll seem like you're doing better suddenly.
Well,
and yes, this is all dependent on the numbers, and yes, this is all dependent on total speculation. We don't have any confirmation on anything.
I didn't even know there were leaks going on.
It's just rumor mill, you know. It's the same where I'm trying to remember the NG rumor. NGs are going to get buffed. There was some rumor about the auto attack or something getting buffed. Necros are going to see some kind of, I don't know. There's going to be some kind of buff for Necromancers. Revenants haven't even been talked about, which is a surprise to nobody. So,
well, yeah.
There you have it.
I mean, the thing with with Revenant is what could you actually add to that class that would make it outclass an Ellie in some aspect?
They don't need to outclass. I mean, it doesn't need to outclass. It just needs to match.
Well, yeah. No, but I mean,
hold on.
I have to address
something else. Rim has made an excellent point here. Brazil is pissed that his favorite thing in the game gets changed. So let's just imagine I had a really attractive girlfriend or a really attractive boyfriend, okay? And then the ArenaNet police, they say, your significant other is way more attractive than everyone else is. Here, we're going to cut her or him in half and give that half to someone else so you can both enjoy them. That's what they've done here. It's the same.
That's a really weird analogy.
So what you're saying is that you're not really into the whole communism thing.
No, I don't like communism.
Yeah, but then you'd have to respond like, let the other guy have it, because that's how you know you're the true person who likes your significant other. Because you don't cut them in half, let them have it.
I'm familiar with that story too. It's not real, but
well, I think it's just unintended consequences. I think they never expected to see Veil Guardian get beaten by 3 players. Probably not even like 5 players.
That comes
it
back
triggers
to my
them.
point.
It triggers them.
That
They're
comes
upset.
back to my point of they did not understand the PvE community as well as they thought they did. Because they do not pay attention to it, and they have not paid attention to it, and they want to exist in some reality where their idea of what the PvE community is actually what it is, and that is not the case.
I think that's pretty accurate, really. I mean, they didn't
Very
expect.
accurate. I have said this since the beginning of time, and for some reason, people have not believed me. Yet, interestingly enough, I have been playing in areas of the game like this since basically 2012. I joined this guild called Death and Taxes. Some of you may have heard of them.
Make
Terrific.
PvE
And
great again.
I have seen the light since then.
Make
and
Revenant great again. Make Necro great again as well. Oh shit, it's green screened. Make Signet of Inspiration great again. Make Quickness great again.
Oh boy.
Make everything great again.
Oh, banner for 10 people.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Jesus
Fire
Christ!
drill for Inks.
That was
Inks fire drill.
No, that wasn't me. That was Boots.
that was well.
His building is on fire this time, not mine. He says bye-bye.
What the fuck? Actual ear rape just happened. Yeah. Well, Boots is burning to death, I guess.
He's probably saying he's got to evacuate. Bye-bye.
Oh.
Yep.
Hey.
Okay. Well, there's a fire alarm. He probably had to leave the
He
building.
burned himself down with Condielli.
I live in a high rise, so most of the time they tell you not to move anywhere.
Yeah, just die.
Just die, literally.
I'll be right back.
Actually,
again. I'm gonna
I
go
found
throw
something
away these
interesting out.
gummy bears.
Totally unrelated to Guild
What
Wars
the-
2, but the fire trucks in the city only reach the 9th floor of the building, so... I live on the 17th.
Wait, so you're
I'm
screwed
fucked.
then. You're dead. You're just dead. Yeah.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
So actually, I mean, surely this means we can actually blame... Again, we can blame QT. QT killed Revenant. QT has now killed Druid. Because they do so much damage that ArenaNet feels the need to reduce their damage. I bet it was that Zera. You come on, guys. You were just ignoring every mechanic on Zera. You just no updraft Gorsel, no updraft Gorsel with 5 people. SC no updraft Gorsel with 4 people. You need to stop doing this, otherwise they're just gonna keep nerfing stuff. QT killed Boots as well. Yeah, you guys just do too much damage. Okay, you need to stop it. You need to stop it. You need to start failing Veil Guardian with 10 people or something. Just start wiping. I don't know, just as a wild example, why not just go to the wrong fountain on Matthias or something like that? You know, maybe flame each other a little bit. Just start going a bit crazy.
Hey, you know what I think about the fountains? I just go to whichever one's open. I don't give a shit what order it's
Play how you want. Play how you want. Exactly.
Play the fountains how you want.
I've seen some great Reddit posts recently about this sort of stuff. And there was some guy who said, you know what? You know what, guys? I actually prefer, this is my unpopular opinion, I prefer tanky stats. And in fact, I think if you tell new players to play full Zerker, you're actually handicapping them. You know, and then this guy goes on to say, yeah, I play a mix of Valkyrie and Marauder and Soldier gear. And then he says, you know, when I play Condi, I play Rabid gear. He says, well, you know what, dude? You're a fucking idiot, okay? You're actually going to screw it. You're actually screwing over your entire team. But he says, yeah, the tanky gear allows me to survive a few more hits, maybe get that res or survive that mechanic. Bad. Play how you want, guys, okay? You know, use the tanky gear and play how you want, okay?
The interesting thing, this is something that's very interesting that I figured out at some point in my life. There is such thing as logic. That's correct, right? Logic exists. There is also such thing as good logic and bad logic, since we can demonstrate that logic exists.
Are you a theme?
So there you have. I am a theme. I am, in fact, the smartest person of all time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to his documentary so much. Holy shit! It's gonna be so good. His new documentary is called "The Most Intelligent Person on Earth."
I hope it's not about him.
Well, it is about him. That's the best part. You know, it's just he says, yeah, he says he's the most intelligent person. Though I love Athene, honestly. I think Athene is a god. Like, no joke. Athene is a fucking god. He's one of the best people ever. He's such a good troll. He's just trolling everyone now. People are getting baited really hard right now, and there's nothing they can't help it. They all, you know, Destiny massively triggered, just starts going crazy on Athene. You know, all of these people just start debating him, giving him viewers, and Athene's just there, just laughing. Just, you know, he just says random words, and then people just don't know what to do. Oh my god, it's good. I love this thing. I love Athene. I love Athene. Oh, hang on. What Boots is saying something to us. What's he saying?
Thinks he might be able to come back.
Okay. Haven't clicked yet? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, meanwhile, he plays Minstrel Chrono on full 10-man? Yeah, because I like to carry my team. Like, I don't know. Minstrel Chrono is a very good way. Is the one exception to this rule, actually. And Magi Druid. Minstrel Chrono and Magi Druid are the two exceptions to this. If you want to carry your team, play Magi Druid or Minstrel Chrono. It'll make everything so much easier for you.
Can we talk about the lack of new content? I mean, that's this time of year, unfortunately. ArenaNet doesn't really start rolling stuff out until February. That's just kind of standard over the years, right? Because half of December, they're out of the office. So by the time they get back in January, it takes them a month to start rolling stuff out again.
Yeah, everybody needs vacation.
Yep. And that's fair. That's fair. You know, you have to give them some time to ramp up and get back into it. They've obviously had their various holidays, enjoying things, just, you know, getting back into the swing of things, and they can start, the plan for 2K17. You know, so you know that's pretty good. You know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do understand 7-month vacation from raids. Well, I mean, that's not. It's just how long it takes to develop, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, they are a relatively small team. Well, a very small team compared to the other various aspects of the game. Just a few, like six dedicated people, something like that. It's a small number, so you know they can't rush this stuff. You know, it has to be working because they have had some unfortunate experiences with launching the raids. They have been mildly broken on launch. They're obviously going to be looking to avoid that this time. This is 4 bosses as well, so it is 33% more than the previous raid wings where they've been.
Do all Americans get large annual vacations? No, not all Americans. Depends
Only
where
president.
you work.
Hey,
Depends where you work and who you work for and what you do for a living. I think for companies. I think for larger companies, it's not uncommon to see a lot of people, maybe not the entire office or something, but it's not uncommon to see a lot of people take, you know, a week or 2 off around the Christmas vacation. And then, of course, the office itself is probably closed for a couple of days, a day or 2, depending on what the business is.
Probably, so yeah, they probably have a 2-week vacation in winter. And then probably they, depending on seniority, get 1 or 2 weeks that they could take whenever they want throughout the year. And that's my guess anyway. And that's normal, I think. Well, for this particular company, they make everybody take the same vacation in winter so that it could be all scheduled. And and so that's good. That's good for a company, but, you know, not great for people who want to have long vacations sometime like in the summer. I know when I was working in the construction industry, you had a 2-week vacation in winter for Christmas, and then a 2-week vacation during the construction holiday in the summer, and you couldn't take any vacation anywhere else. So it's kind of normal.
Yeah, it depends what business and all that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
My sister works in. She does studies on pharmaceutical research, and her company's they're closed for like a week in December. So.
Wow. I mean, honestly, I just want them to get. I just want them to get going. I want Living Story. I want raids, and I want new expansion. I actually really want a new expansion right now. I am ready, ArenaNet. My body is ready for new expansion. I want Sword. I want Sword on Ellie, okay? I want burn Necro, torch on Necro. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
No.
Does
you have
anyone
to depend
care?
on my
I mean,
Condi Ellie.
somebody was asking about it, so somebody cares.
Oh, just got destroyed by card. Holy shitting.
Ouch.
What else is new?
Yeah.
Card was your Card, did you take a break from Guild Wars 2 for a while? Because I remember you weren't here for a while before.
Yeah, he
last
took
week
all
was-
of December off.
Alright.
Necro needs rifle? No, Necro, does
Necro
not
needs
need
rifle? How does that make sense?
Can we talk about how I win with Thief no matter what?
Yeah,
Let's-
all you do
let's
is
do
win,
it.
win, win.
Why do you win
So,
only with
if-
Thief?
It's possible that Thief gets a rifle. I think that's probably the most likely thing. I have Incinerator and Hope, and I also have Predator. So Thief gets rifle, I win because those skins are perfect together.
Don't you want
Thief gets
longbow?
mace. Thief gets mace. I make Eureka, and I get to put the mace into the pistol and shoot it out, and it matches all those skins. And Thief gets longbow, which I don't think that's likely at all. I have the longbow spider bow, and I have the short bow spider bow, so I win. No matter what, I win.
You should make Eureka. You should make the precursor for Eureka before they introduce a new legendary.
That's not a
Otherwise
bad
it's-
idea.
Otherwise, it's going to cost you more.
What if Thief gets offhand sword? For
Don't say
swashbuckler.
that. All right.
Oh.
That's not gonna happen.
Boots has now poked a hole in the theory. You can lose.
That's not gonna happen.
You could be a
Nope, I can't.
loser.
Nope. Mm-mm.
What
It's
if
not gonna happen.
Thief gets trident?
Wait,
You know what?
Underworld
Offhand sword
weapon?
is honestly pretty likely, isn't it?
Could be. Could be.
I don't like that.
swashbuckler.
I think I'll stop playing Thief if that happens.
It depends what. It depends what that kind of combination looks like.
Yeah. What would be the dual skill for sword thief?
If it's like a chopping decapitate, like you can get in
Cut their head
Skyrim,
off?
you place like a scissor blade on their like head, on their shoulders, and then just cut it off. That'd be cool. I'd play that.
That'd be
You
cool.
just rip
yeah.
their own head off. Ellie is going to get sword? I really do think Ellie will get sword. I think it
Probably.
will. I do think it will get sword.
Oh, I hope they do.
Yeah. What else would I want for Ellie though? I kind of great sword would be kind of cool for Ellie. I think. But the thing is, I don't think they can ever add a two-handed weapon for Ellie because if they add a two-handed weapon for Ellie,
Like
they
staff.
add 20 skills into the game.
Oh yeah, good point.
Right. So with
Which is a lot of work.
With Warhorn, they added 8 skills, right? And then they added the
Yeah.
overloads, and then the utilities, right? So I'm talking weapon skills here. If they
Yeah.
add a two-handed weapon, they add rifle, or they add great sword, or hammer, or something. I don't know, some weird stuff like that. Then they have to add, another 20 weapon skills into the game.
What if Ellie gets offhand sword?
Then that's.
That would be stupid.
I think.
too.
I think. Well, I think it probably will be offhand though, because if they add
It'll-
main hand, it's a
that'll
lot
trick-
of.
That'll
No,
trigger
it would
some
not be.
people.
Why would it be offhand sword?
Because then they only have
it's
to do less skills.
But yeah, I know. Yes, it's less skills, but it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like,
Why-
I'm an elementalist who
No, no, no,
usually
no,
uses
no, no,
focus
no,
and
no,
stuff,
no,
but
no,
I'm
no.
gonna use this sword in my offhand because
No. What we have to think about this, Boots, because once again you've demonstrated that you are not as smart as I am.
oh,
So there are different types of sense that you can make. There's
Mhm.
the sense of this makes perfect sense. This is good. This is predictable. This is what they have to do because it's the right thing to do. And then there's a sense of we don't really have time for that. It makes sense
make
from
an
a
extra
business
7 skills.
standpoint. It makes business
an
sense.
extra
It makes
an extra
fun
5
sense.
skills. Wait,
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4 skills.
So there, yes. What type of sense does it make?
To make 4 extra skills,
Extra
What
makes
type
sense
of
to-
sense does it make, Boots?
Spidey sense.
it makes sense to not do what you're saying.
All right.
But you know another problem, and this is a problem that just has been pointed out in chat a few times. What can they actually add to Ellie?
I don't know. Whatever they add, it will be top DPS. So don't worry about
What
I don't know,
can't
though.
what can't Ellie do right now?
It's true, but also, like, it can't be DPS version. It definitely won't be DPS
No,
because
they might already have that. Ellie might already have a DPS spec. Condi?
I just mean like it's not going to be overloads again, because overloads are basically just extra DPS on every spec. So like if you have another elite spec, it's going to replace your Herald, not Herald. What's it called? Tempest.
Tempest. Okay.
Tempest.
Give Grace
It's gonna replace your
to
Tempest.
Aromancers. There you go.
You reduce your DPS by 10% because you don't have those overloads anymore, maybe more, and you can't replace that with an additional. Like you won't be able to replace the DPS of Tempest, I don't think.
They need to add a smoke field to Ellie.
It would have to be Condi. It would have to be Condi specific. I
Condi.
That's
think.
what he says.
Yeah, I think it definitely could
It
be
would work
Condi.
with burning ashes. Burning ashes.
Yeah. So like some
You
kind
could
of
take Ellie.
weird but wouldn't they want to give them access to other conditions as well? So somehow, in some kind of weird way. That so they could not just burning and bleeding, because right now
should
that's
give
kind
them-
of that's like a
They should give them torment.
yeah, torment.
Yeah, torment.
Yeah.
That's a great condition. Give that to
Everybody
them.
needs torment.
Because I mean,
Let's see.
Ellie is always going to be very versatile, right? Because you already have all the different elements that do different things. I don't know.
Maybe-
I agree with Arcane. I'm all in favor of power creep for Ellie's, guys. Okay, honestly, just buff Ellie.
Buff Ellie.
Just buff Ellie. I don't know. I don't know who's designing the balance right now at ArenaNet, but I know you're probably watching this. Just buff Ellie.
Flavor-wise. Flavor-wise.
You should nerf Revenant even more.
Yeah.
That's my vote.
just nerf Rev. No one cares.
Just randomly, just
And
be like,
buff
yeah,
Ellie. Yeah.
auto attack does 20% less.
Yeah.
I'm
Just
thinking
remove
flavor-wise, Elementalist, it has to be element-based, right?
The new Revenant Elite specialization turns off your internet and sets your alarm on fire.
I agree with Melvin. I really want. They need to make this happen. Buff Monster. Holy hell! Oh my god! Look how good this would be. Imagine if the shocking aura you give to people was just lightning striking people randomly, and the fire aura was pulsing, burning. The ice, it would be broken, but it would be amazing. Oh my god, it would be so broken.
What do you think of?
They should do
what do you
it.
think of a bard elite specialization for
For
No.
what?
somebody?
For Thief.
For Ranger, maybe?
Ranger or thief?
Or Mesmer.
Thief.
They can't.
Mesmer.
They won't give another support spec. I don't think.
Well, yeah, a bard would be a support spec, big time.
Yeah, but they wouldn't. They can't give it to Mesmer because Mesmer already is the support class. So
For
What
a
if they
bard,
give it
you kind of have to
to-
make each voice
What if they give it
guy-
to thief? What if they give it to thief, and the notes act like facets? You just turn them on, and you turn them off. It does something. They basically just copy Herald more or
Please,
less.
please stop
over.
having good ideas.
But just give it to thief.
They
Just give
make
it to thief. There'll
business
be
sense.
notes.
They don't make fun sense.
yeah.
I think that a bard is something they're not going to introduce to the game because they'll be tempted to make the voice actors sing, and that's just a
it'll
bad
be
idea
that.
for
It'll
everyone.
be that. What is the minstrel song that pops out of the chest? There you go. That'll be what you sing.
Yeah,
Wow.
that would be no.
Yeah.
For Ellie's, honestly, it's got to be elemental themed, obviously, right?
Trap Ellies. Somebody just said
No,
trap.
I don't like traps.
Yes.
Traps is bad
Yes.
gameplay. No,
No, no.
inks. No.
Well, it could be. I don't want
Traps
it, but
are
it could be.
wells.
But it's got to be elemental themed. With the Tempest, you got the overload, so you just overpower each element. And it actually kind of makes you want to stick in elements a little bit more than usual. Like you want to stay in fire longer, you want to stay in lightning longer, unless you have fresh air. But I think what they could do for an elite spec flavor-wise is like combine elements somehow. I don't know how, but
I'm sensing maybe some balance issues if you're going down that road. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
you're adding so many skills. Elementalist has every skill in the game. They have, like, if you mix fire and air, you get fucking fire lightning or something. It gets really weird. I don't
or
know.
like reduce the cooldown of swapping attunements to like half.
I honestly,
It's just-
if they add this to the game, I will be the happiest person ever because that would be so cool. Like, I actually, Hamato says mantras. I actually think mantras would be really cool. like weird elemental mantras. They could. I think that would be kind of cool to put in the game. They'd have to be short cast time because otherwise it's just going to be hell trash probably, or they'd have to change the way mantras work or something. I don't know.
They change like glyphs depending on what attunement you're in.
They do different things on what attunement you're in. They'd do some really weird shit. You'd be doing some kind of weird magicka. You guys know magicka. It'd be some weird magicka gameplay where you're combining all these elements together. And maybe they give you a fifth element as well. You put arcane there as well, so it gets even weirder. You've got F5. You know, Ellie's got 1,000 skills.
That's it. Fifth element. You just got it. That's
fifth element. They add another element. They add another fucking element. We cracked the code. Me and Boots. I don't know. Our IQ is immeasurable. Actually immeasurable.
It's still less than mine, it seems.
Do you think that they would add a fifth element, or they would add a?
It's love. Love is the fifth element.
Love.
And it's a bar.
Heart. They add heart into the game.
Or do you think they would make it like you have to sacrifice the other elements for one?
What?
I think that has too many real-world implications right now, so they won't.
I don't know. It's to a certain extent that isn't that kind of no, it's not really like the 10%, is it? Because you kind of use up your element, then you have to swap away. Because otherwise you can't overload for another 20 seconds. Yeah. But I don't know.
Maybe it's just another element, but that it so that would, if it's another element,
synergize that.
That would mean it would have to create a lot more skills because you'd have to retrace it over all the different weapon combinations.
Unless the fifth element replaces your current skill set with a standard skill set. In other words, you activate the arcane element.
So it's like a conjure weapon?
And it puts you into...
Like Shroud.
It puts you into arcane form or whatever, yeah.
Oh, that would be kind of cool, actually.
Like a Shroud or a CA.
Wait, so like you use elements, okay? So if holy shit, I know what it is. Oh my god. So it's like if you use fire, if you use only fire, that charges up every spell you charges up your kind of arcane form, okay? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Every time you use a spell, it kind of adds, a component to the bar. If you use loads of water, you turn into a water being. If you use loads of fire, you become a water being. You become a fire being. If you mix them, you become a weird fucking being. You put yourself out or something.
I like it.
Then you can turn into this kind of weird amalgamation of elements. You just have all these abilities. Fucking easy.
Fire,
I think
water,
that makes sense because it would be perfect for them to just give Necro's unique mechanic over to Elementalist, wouldn't it be?
Well, isn't that what they were trying to do? They're trying to delete Necro so they can give the mechanic to someone else.
You actually have solved the problem.
Yeah.
Well, you could look at it that way, or you could look at it like the celestial form for Druid as well, right? You build up the bar, you go into celestial form, you heal. Elementalist case, you'd go into arcane form. People are saying like Diablo 3's
Archon,
yeah, similar, something like that. Yeah.
You could also do that. I like that idea a lot more than this idea that I'm about to say. Is just you press the F5 element and then all of your skills are crits for the next little while.
What? Wow, that is.
You become a ley line anomaly. There you go. It all ties together.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. A sad anomaly, though.
The early elite spec will be much more boring than you think it will be. Junie thinks he's got inside information. I don't know if he does, though.
If he does, then he when I said offhand sword for thief, he said nice leak. So I don't know.
No.
He said that.
No.
I swear to you, that's what he said.
I honestly want inside information. I just want to know at this point. ArenaNet just announced it tomorrow. I don't care if it's fucking broken. I'm not gonna be a little bitch like everyone on the subreddit and the forums. I don't give a shit. If you literally say it's broken as fuck, but here's what we're doing, just come on. I want to see the good stuff. In fact, just tell me. Just email me, okay? I won't tell anyone, okay? I know not the best track record with the partner program. It's happened a few times, but you can trust me, okay? We're not gonna have any trouble here. It'll be fine. Just in fact, just patch it. Just fucking patch it tomorrow, okay?
Junie's just screwing with you.
Just put it in the game. I want to use Sword on my Ellie. I want to use Bolt Incinerator. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be terrific. No one builds expansions like ArenaNet, okay? No one.
They're
gonna have a tough time with the new elites. Unless they're just going to power creep them. I think their goal is going to be to try and balance them, but
they're going to power creep it anyway by accident.
That's going to be tough. Chrono's going to be tough. Druid's going to be tough.
Yeah.
They're going to have some...
stuff like that is so extreme that they have to just give it a complete different spec. Like Mesmer has to get a DPS spec.
Right.
Revenant's the luckiest out of all the classes.
Because they can power creep it. They can power creep it safely.
They can power creep it safely. They give new legends each time.
Yeah.
It's easy.
It is easy.
What if it's like an atheist Revenant? It doesn't believe in legends.
Has no legends.
Jeez.
It's perfect.
What the hell?
Wow.
A nihilist Revenant.
Yeah, the nihilist.
Oh, it's called the nihilist.
Oh my gosh.
Do you think anybody is going to get short bow as a weapon? Because short bow and rifle are fairly underrepresented as far as weapons go, as across classes.
What does it
especially
fit on,
short
though?
bow?
What does it fit on?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I guess probably warrior, because I can't think of anything better that a warrior could get.
Yeah. Potentially warrior.
Mm-hmm. Dumat says 2 hours of talking about an expansion that we will see only in 2019 at best. That's
It'll be out this year. It'll be out this year.
probably gonna be out this year. Yeah.
Somebody says Rev needs short bow. Maybe.
Oh no, Revenants don't like
Mesmer short bow. I guess the Dreamer on Mesmer kind of works. Something.
Revenant gets bow and they channel air, but that would be a long bow, wouldn't be a short bow.
Yeah.
Higher fierce shot for a short bow.
And I have
Fierce shot
heard
uses a
that
longbow though. He uses a longbow.
I have heard longbow
Who
on
is
Revenant
that?
before.
He's a Char from Eye of the North, the Eye of North campaign. You go and liberate the Char with him from the bad Chars who are worshipping Titans.
Great sword on Revenant.
I wouldn't mind warrior getting a dagger yet for like sort of like a dastardly warrior that.
Yeah.
The leak says Mesmer axe main hand. Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard that for ages.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'd much rather a pistol main hand. So that illusionary duelist could make a little more sense.
Ellie's needs short bow for arcane archer.
Ah, no, I don't want short bow.
Magic missile.
No. Okay, so Hamato's posted the leak. He's posted the leak, so bear in mind, guys, this could be complete bullshit, okay? So, Warrior says dagger. Mesmer gets main hand axe.
Hold on a second. You're saying Warrior's getting two?
It's gonna get two
weapons?
weapons. I don't buy it.
I'm not totally sure about that.
No, because they just design the same amount of weapon skills. 5, same for two-handed.
Yeah. So Necro gets axe. Well, no, torch rather. They already have axe. They just give offhand axe to Necro. Just well, here you go. Have another axe. Ranger dagger main hand, thief rifle, revenant no info, engineer no info. The thing is though, it's such a high probability this is just pure bullshit and they're just kind of good guesses. So I don't really trust this honestly. I don't believe them. I don't believe them. So there you go.
I like the idea of a spellbreaker warrior though. Dagger would be cool. It would probably be played,
cool, but
it would probably end up being dagger. People would be using dagger shield, mace, dagger, or either dagger, mace shield, and do interrupt stuff. Not that much different from Berserker right now.
Yeah.
Thief with rifle, more cancer builds. People want rifle and thief pretty badly. The last expansion, that was all they could talk about, right? They wanted rifle and thief.
Oh, Ellie's elemental turrets.
Sniper.
Ooh, yeah, like little immobile elementals. Pew! Just throw out fire.
Yeah, like
pew! And then there's
flame turrets.
Oh my god, that's actually a good idea. I would play that. They'll summon an immobile frost elemental. That would actually be kind of cool. I actually like that. The thing is, though, Ellie is just so amazing that it really doesn't matter what you put on it. It's still going to be really cool. It actually doesn't matter. That's the best part about this. It literally doesn't matter what they give Elementals. It's still going to be really cool. Like, I wasn't totally sold on Tempest. Tempest is fucking awesome just because it's Ellie, It doesn't even matter. Guild Wars 2, even though they don't they kind of... They love Ellie, but they don't love Ellie. They accidentally love Ellie. That's the problem, right? They just kind of make it amazing anyway. Like, oh, well, you know, fuck you, Ellie. You get Warhorn, that's still a piece of shit weapon. It's still amazing, you know? It's still really cool. You can't stop it.
Do you think that Guardians are going to get the tome rework for the next expansion? Will that be their elite spec?
Yeah, as
what would that be, though? Would that be healing?
Tomes. The virtues get replaced by tomes?
Well, I don't know. At one point, they had said during the last expansion, when they removed tomes, they said that at someday they'll come back. And so the theory is an elite specialization. So the question then is...
I've always thought it would be the virtues get replaced by tomes, and so you get 3 shrouds.
3 shrouds.
So the question is,
you're 3 times better than a necromancer.
What kind of elite spec is that for Guardian then, though? Is that healing focus, protection focus?
Yeah.
Buff focus, basically support.
They've already got quite a bit of support, don't they?
Could be. Yeah, they do have a lot of support, but it might end up being everything, though. Because if you've got 3 different tomes, and they all have to do different things, right? Maybe you have 1 power one, 1 condi one, and then 1 buff one, or something? So
Justice would be condi.
Yeah.
Virtue of the middle one.
But the thing is, Resolve, that's kind of support, right? You don't. I think with Guardian, you just can't really get away with support. You can't escape it very well.
Buffing and healing, yeah. The Guardian tomes would be for buffing and healing, Neok says.
What is Guardian missing as a class?
Well, they don't actually guard anything really well.
Well, I guess a condi spec, right?
Whoa.
Condi spec?
Yeah.
They don't have a condi spec, Boots. Don't try and pretend they don't have a condi spec.
Give them Torment. Give them Torment. Everybody needs more Torment.
They so have a condi spec.
Torment for PvE.
They don't have a condi spec, and you know it.
They have a condi spec. Actually, to be fair, they don't even need Dragon Hunter for their condi spec right now. So if they give an elite spec that gives any bonus to condi, it would be good.
Guardian tomes with a new quickness source.
And this is such a core problem. Chronomancer and Druid and Warrior are just such big problems for ArenaNet right now. Because Alacrity is amazing, Quickness is insane, Grace of the Land is amazing, Spotter is also really good, Spirits are really good, Banners and Phalanx Strength and Empower Allies, this is all on one class. You know, this is all just ridiculous. So I think, how do you deal with this? I don't know.
I think what they're going to do, and they've said that they're going to keep Alacrity as a Mesmer specific thing, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, of course they have to. I mean,
but they're going to introduce Quickness into another class as somebody who could give permanent quickness. They have to, I think that's what's going to happen.
They definitely have to. They absolutely have to. But then the thing is, though, I mean, something is going to have to be so strong to be as good as Alacrity, though.
It would be an Elementalist.
Yeah, so instead of 2 Elementalist, instead of 2 Chronos, you run 2 more Ellies.
Yeah.
So you run 6 Ellies.
That's right. Elementalist, quick casting. Although that's technically Mesmer from the original game.
Yeah, they just put it on Ellie. First cast. No. They just put everything on Ellie. Just give everything.
Why can't every class have their niche?
Or better yet, put it on Revenant. Replace Herald with a quickness-giving Revenant. That could be the Ventari healer quickness-giving Revenant.
My God.
That would actually turn me off of Revenant. But yeah, I mean, I just hate Ventari.
Why would they want to make something better than Alacrity, though? Because otherwise you just take Chronos anyway. It has to be as good as Alacrity, because otherwise you... And the trouble is with cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction makes every class better. That's the problem, right? So cooldown reduction and quickness, they're just inherently broken. Like Alacrity and quickness are inherently broken because suddenly, hey, look, suddenly your druid can spam more glyphs, right? So all of the druid buffs are better thanks to Chronos. So, and you know, your your warrior can use more 100 blades, so things just get really, really out of control really, really fast. Like, oh, suddenly, you've got more spirit uptime, you've got more banner uptime, all these uptimes go up because of alacrity. It just gets really out of control because of how cooldown reduction scales and how quickness and cooldown reduction scale. Is this such a big problem?
Mm.
No, to what exactly?
They can't remove quickness and alacrity. The Chronomancer doesn't exist.
Yeah, they aren't going to remove it. And they can't. I don't know.
They just have to give it to another class.
They have to come up with something really good, or maybe some other form of cooldown reduction, right? Maybe some other way to reduce cooldowns on another class. Because otherwise,
no. Because then you would never take a Mesmer because they don't do enough damage.
You mean they can do quickness and alacrity?
Yeah, but you're going to give quickness to somebody else, and if you're going to also give alacrity to somebody else, then
no, you give it to another class. You give it to another class.
Yeah, I know.
But then you still take Chrono because it's all in one.
Exactly. It's just Mesmer does too much. It's such a problem. Like Mesmer is such an issue, right? And Druid has healing and buffing, and it also does reasonably respectable DPS as well, right? Especially if you play Condi Druid, right? It can do all of these things. It's got great utility. It can pull mobs. It can push things away. It can do all this crazy stuff. I don't know. Like the classes are just so good right now. Like all classes are amazing.
Can one Mesmer give 100% alacrity to 10 people?
No.
Okay.
You can probably get fairly strong uptime if you were in a separate subgroup and you ran illusions. So your phantasms attack loads of the time, all the time, and you have 3 Avengers, and you are spamming the. Oh, imagine that! Imagine if you end up mimicking the alacrity well, or some really weird shit. So you don't run Signet of Inspiration, you run Mimic, and you mimic alacrity or something really.
So
weird.
I'm saying if you give quickness to another class, you could then only bring one Mesmer to give 100% alacrity to everybody if you're able to do it, and then bring one of that other class or 2 of that other class to bring the quickness, or you could choose.
What if you give quickness and ice bow?
Yeah. Ice bow should be on every character.
They should just put line casting back in the game.
That'll bring
new elite specialization.
Linecaster, yeah. That will resummon Nemesis.
Alacrity should be made into a normal boon. I actually think that would be really bad.
Yeah.
Like if you make it into a normal boon that loads of people have access to, that may actually be the only solution though, because then you can actually devalue Mesmer, right? You could actually then devalue Chronomancer because then other classes can have it as a boon. But
isn't it makes sense that it should be a normal boon, because then chill would counteract it. You could probably maybe applying chill would remove alacrity or vice versa.
Well, it already does kind of cancel out. Except chill is stronger than alacrity.
Chill is stronger than alacrity. So I don't know. It would be nice if it was a boon, because then you could double its duration and then definitely give it to 10 people instead of 5 people.
That's pretty fun. This is pretty funny. So off topic, but people are selling anchored Arc Basin runs 3 gold to get into the group.
What?
3 gold a person
to
get in the group. Yep. Fantastic.
And then Rima, he drops it down. EA banners, are these all boons as well? Are we going back to Guild Wars 1? Are these all just enchantments?
No, I guess not.
It's I actually really don't envy. I really don't envy the skills team, the balance team, or whatever. I think it's really difficult job they have going into the next expansion, because goddamn, these elite specs. These are some seriously good elite specs.
What is the downside to making all the skills that say for rating, maybe just specifically for rating? You could be a skill split. Making all the skills that say targets 5 people only to make it target 10 for your allies. So banners, you only need 1 warrior, you only need 1 ranger, you only need 1 mesmer, etc.
Yeah, it's quite simple. You then replace those classes with more elementalists.
Right, yeah.
But maybe you stack more modifiers. Then you get Revenant for Assassin's Presence.
Exactly.
Then wait, what other modifiers are there in this game?
You would need for it to be worth it. You would need every class to bring something unique and useful to a group. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So maybe that's what they're going to plan to do for the next expansion. Each new thing will bring something
unique.
Have a unique
and modifier, and then Guild Wars 2 is now unique modifier wars. You just keep adding unique modifiers. Just keep adding them into the game. It's like, have a few more. Have a few more. And then that's how you create. Yeah, I love the Necro Vampire. Healing Mist on Ellie. Oh my god. I love Vampiric Presence. How could I forget my favorite mechanic in the game, Lifesteal? How could I forget that?
Lifesteal needs to be stronger.
It's because I temporarily forgot Necromancer even exists. That's why. And Ajax says in raids, and there are very few fights that debuff with chill. Well, the trouble is that when you have 10 people, it's like very easy to cleanse everything off really, really fast. So there has to be some kind of thing that can't be got rid of. But yeah, definitely. Like I definitely think that there should be more fights that debuff you. The only trouble is that if you add unavoidable debuffs into the game, that's fucking annoying. Okay, that's really annoying, and that may be unfun gameplay for people. But it might be the only way to tone it down, honestly.
Like Impact Strike or the interrupt thing.
Wait, Impact Strike?
It's not called Impact Strike. It's the pistol shot.
Oh,
I use pistol shot.
Yeah, that is anti-fun. Like a lot of what Thief is all about in PvP right now is anti-fun. What is it?
What do you mean? Thief is fun.
Yeah, to play, not to play against. Fucking Pulmonary Impact. That's what it's called.
Pulmonary Impact.
Incredibly cancerous trait. Incredibly cancerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Headshot is what I use. Yeah, for it.
And then you put okay. This is how we buff Venom Share Thief. Venoms just affect 10 people.
There you go.
Because think about it.
Do it.
Think about it. It doesn't affect PvP because there are only 5 people. But then you start running Minion Mancers.
Yeah, that would. If Venoms affected 10 people instead of 5,
you just split the skill.
That would increase Venom Share's DPS by 4K.
Definitely a good chunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Venom Share Thief is meta. Job done.
Done and done. Yeah, you get up to you still only get up to like 30K. Although if you ran, but you probably wouldn't, if you ran the healing Venoms, you would get up to 35K or 34K.
Well,
you would break World vs. World,
but then
it would be separated. You just separate.
You need to put the thing. You need to swap the trait. You need to be able to take Trickery, don't you? You need to put. Oh wait, no, you already do take Trickery, but you need to be able to take Daredevil, right? So you need to be able to put the Venom Share, the Venom reduced cooldown trait. And the Lifesteal one. You need to put that in Deadly Arts. So you take Deadly Arts, Trickery, Daredevil.
Yeah.
Or the new Elite spec.
I mean, you guys can joke about World vs. World all you want, but they just did a balance patch not too long ago for World vs. World, so.
Yeah, and they used it to delete some classes from PvE.
There you go.
By accident. So,
I don't think it was an accident, but.
Well, you don't think it was an accident?
No, I don't think it was an accident.
Probably not.
I don't play World I like World versus World because I like going in there to test out builds, but I don't play it properly. I don't go around and take down keeps or anything. I just roam. But I love that it's there because you don't.
Some people would say that by roaming you are playing it properly.
I know. But
it's an aspect of it.
It's a great that World versus World is there. Because you always get the opportunity to use a build that's fully fleshed out, no restrictions to it, and just go ham.
Exactly.
It's really good.
It's like PvP, except everyone's a bit more overpowered.
Exactly.
And that's good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, you can do your magnum opus videos.
Yeah, exactly.
Make World vs. World great again.
Both of the Magnum Opus's videos was mostly done in PvP though, but that was back before. The first Magnum Opus was back before people ran all of the passive traits that said you can't die from burst spikes anymore, and then it was over.
I mean, hopefully in the next expansion we do move away from passive gameplay as well, because there's quite a lot of passive gameplay right now. It's all about procs. So that's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm. So, do you want to take questions from the audience?
Yeah, I mean, do we have anything specific to discuss, or should we just let them troll us a bit?
I think trolling's good.
Oh, somebody wanted to know earlier about our opinion or reaction about the NA, not NA, but pro players in general buying
PvP. I think it's funny.
Buying PvP wins.
People have been buying PvP wins? Oh, you mean that one situation that was on Reddit?
I guess they're still doing it.
They're still doing it.
I don't know.
I don't know whether they're still doing it or not, but I think it's silly and stupid.
It seems that NA is just a bit. I don't want to say it because it is a meme. It just seems like NA is a bit of a joke, honestly. Like season 5 of NA seems like a joke.
It's just like buying raids.
There are people in the top 10 with 10 wins and then 0 losses, and that's it. Just placements.
Yep. Yeah.
There's nothing there. There's no competitivity. There's no competition whatsoever. It's just fucked. I don't know about NA. They got people buying wins, but I mean, why do you even buy wins though? I mean, it's fucking you know, it's fucking NA. I mean, you know, what do you expect? Assault over Helsis bronze to legend solo queue journey discuss. People are just retarded.
There assault over it?
Did they really expect him not to get to legend? It's like he's on the team that won the world championship twice, and he's playing one of the best, the second best class to carry with. Like, are you kidding me? It's like, I don't know. I would be genuinely amazed if he couldn't get to legend solo queue. I actually would think, holy shit, is he actually not that good? But then I was thinking, well, you know, I was like, if he couldn't do it, are you kidding me? Come on, Hell's gonna get to fucking legend solo queue. Come on, dude.
What you do is you doubt it, and then you watch a few of his games, and you're like, okay, no, he could do it. This is good. This is he plays much better than I will ever play, and also much better than anybody he seems to be up against anywhere except for legend.
Yeah. It's like, are you serious? Like, come on, of course he makes it to fucking legend. I don't know. I really don't understand why people were salty over that. People were going crazy. Like, people were genuinely saying, it's like, oh, he won't be able to carry in gold. There's no way. You fucking kidding me? Helsa versus gold players? Are you shitting me? Come on.
Yeah,
they can't beat him. They can't fucking beat Helsa. It's like, very, very silly. Yeah,
I would expect that. I would expect that most of the pro players who have been on the scene a while could do the same thing. We're pretty damn close to it, you know. I mean,
yeah, I agree. What else have we got here? Do you think the new elite specs will be themed like the expansion? For example, if we go north, we get ice mages. Or if we go to the desert, we can get sand wizards.
I think there's going to be themes to it. Yeah, probably. I mean, we got a dragon hunter.
Yeah. I think it will certainly be themed for a certain extent. Because it is Tempest themed, not really. No. Reaper, not really.
No.
Druid is themed. Dragon Hunter is themed. Daredevil, not really. Scrapper? Nope, not really. No. So I guess maybe not, but then again, maybe.
Yeah, they had that whole discussion about high concept versus fantasy concept versus whatever. I mean, that's the way they designed the classes, so there you go.
Yeah, I think probably it'll be more so in this expansion than the last expansion, because it's possible they were thinking about new classes and new elite specs, new ways to change the current classes before they knew the theme of the expansion. I might be wrong though. I'm probably wrong. They probably had the expansion ready for a while, or like know what they were going to be doing in the expansion for a while.
They'll have had it planned for a good chunk of time. Like not maybe the details, but certainly like the general ideas, right?
Yeah.
Scrapper is Verdant Brink. Okay, actually that does make sense. Like everything's broken. Okay, that makes sense.
There you
go. Okay, Arcane is asking Brazil, I think, if the next raid takes as long or longer than the wait time for this coming raid, will the raid community be patient, or do you think a lot of people may migrate to other games in the downtime? People have already done that.
Yeah, people have already. I mean,
I would say a very large percentage of the population is a straight up quit.
I really haven't been playing the game that much. Like 2 weeks ago, maybe it was 3, I don't know. Like it was the first week I hadn't cleared, and so I'm kind of mad about that because my tokens are messed up. They're not just an even number anymore. But like at the same time, I don't really care because like there wasn't a point because you're not really gonna get any drops, and I don't know. Like it's people that are still playing the game, like the quality of players is lower. Like the people that are good that still play just don't really care anymore, so they're just like AFK. It's just bad. I don't know. Like it's just not really that much fun anymore for me. And for the same, I don't know, for a lot of other people, it's not fun.
I haven't rated in a long time now. I just don't like the current meta. It's just not. I don't know.
I think the meta is fine, but the fact that we're doing the same thing just over and over and over, and there's no even inkling that something's coming. Like, as soon as there's an announcement, obviously people are going to start getting back in, they're going to start practicing, getting that synergy, getting ready to try and clear it for the first time, right? But the trouble is just the PvE community is dying hard right now. There's like there are a lot of, I mean, the one up saying like QT is pretty inactive, SC, a bunch of them have quit apparently or something like that, and that's understandable, right? I mean that they don't want to be doing the same fucking bosses all over again. They got some other stuff to do, and it's a really big problem, and it's been too long. It's dried up. The content has dried up. The PvE
They're not gonna make
dungeons dried up.
Dungeons are dead.
They said, like, we're going to give you some quality content every 3 months. And it's like, okay, I could deal with that, except it's like an hour and a half of living story content that you forget about. Like, they put in something with like a ring that you throw into a volcano that costs 300 gold to do. There's like a little teleporter box that you talk to a char who says 97 over and over, and like no one really knows what to do with it. And like apparently it's not finished. Like if that's all there is every 3 months, and there's like a new fractal that's pretty decent, but like it's just doing daily fractals is a grind, and that loses interest. I still think the Nightmare Fractal is really good, even though I don't do it and I haven't done fractals in a long time. I think it's good. I think the Nightmare Fractal is good.
Very good. Very good content.
I just think that there's nothing to do, and it's like quite honestly like the living story maps, whatever. Like you go gather your stuff. Like I don't even think that many people do that anymore. Bloodstone Fen and Ember Bay literally have no players at any time ever. Bitterfrost Frontier is just like it's a good map considering you just go gather for 3 seconds and then you're done with it. Like it's fine. That's what they all should have been. But like, there's just not enough. There's not enough to do. There's not enough to do for people that want to play the game. But there's like, the people that just want to play casually, like I don't even think there's stuff for them because like some of the other maps depend on having a population. It's just not there. And like they're not going to raid anyways, so that doesn't matter for them. Like, I don't know. Or if they wanted to raid, like it's probably a lot harder to do that now.
Yeah, I think a year after expansion, there's gonna be this feeling, right? There's gonna be this feeling like it was after 3 months, I think, of the last expansion, maybe 4 months, that you already, Brazil, had done everything, right?
I had done everything in the expansion like a week after it was released.
Everything in the expansion a week after it was released?
My masteries were maxed out. I had like world.
Oh yeah, you grinded the experience.
Like it was all done.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so for slightly less extreme people than you, probably everybody was done 3 or 4 months. For even less extreme people like me, I still have stuff I have to do, or I don't have to do, but stuff that I could be doing in Heart of Thorns, stuff that I could be doing throughout the rest of the game. But you're right. It's like,
let me tell you, because I discovered I needed crystalline ore for the heavy guild ornate chest piece, and I was like, oh no. But luckily I had my daily machetes, and I like I pulled up the timer online, and it was like 20 minutes until the end of the map, like until you kill the Mouth of Mordremoth. And I was like, there's no way I get in. I look in the LFG and there are squads, and I just joined the first squad and went into Dragonstand. I got in on the first try.
Holy shit.
Gathered all of my pods
my
and
God.
left.
That's value right there.
Nice.
And like all the meanwhile, they're like not killing any of the commanders as usual because there's nobody there. Like it was just a disaster.
Feels bad.
Well,
Like I think
not all
the
Dragon
only
stands work. They used to always all work, but not anymore.
Yeah, that was like an hour after reset.
Yeah.
On a Saturday night, Friday night.
Yeah, when it should be really active.
Yeah.
I mean, my experience has been that Bloodstone Fen is usually empty whenever I go there. Ember Base still has people running around doing the different events and farming Karaka and whatever, and then people are berry farming in the other map.
I actually really don't struggle on EU. There's always, unless it's really late, there's usually a good chunk of people in all the new maps actually. If anything, I would say there's the least amount of people in Bitterfrost, honestly. People are still doing the dailies from the various maps. I think they are worth doing. If you want us a bit of gold, trickle gold, for relatively, it's very easy, very brain dead stuff to do. I think I actually really like the way the new maps are working out, at least on EU for sure. Yeah.
I was worried, but I am worried about farming specific maps.
BRB.
Because Bloodstone Fen, if all you have to do in there, and same thing with Ember Bay, is just farm, eventually every player's going to have everything they need from there, and you're not going to go on again unless it brings.
I think
gold.
a good deal of people already do. They're farming it for saving up for the next map and whatever, right? There's money to be made on those maps by changing them in for the reward packages and stuff.
Yeah, but they do.
And someone was saying that like the Jade events and stuff are active. That's true. I mean, if a Jade event is active, there are people there, but when they're not active, I just don't really see people, running about doing whatever.
But okay, so that is a danger of adding a new map every 2 months, every 3 months, or every 2 months, is that if its content is mostly farming, the population is going to be low after a while. If you just release a new farming map each time, that's slightly better. You're gonna run out of people farming the original maps. But I guess the good thing about it is that there's a possibility of changing things to it in the future. Like rather than, with the Tower of Nightmares, you did a huge change in where was it, Kessex Hills? And now you have a lot of options. You have a lot more options of places to change and go back to in future storylines. I don't think do you think they're going to be able to keep up pace of putting a map every 2 months?
Yep.
For the rest of the
Yeah, I'm actually very confident they will be able to.
But is that good for the game?
I think that they can do that within the span of when Living Story is active. When Living Story finishes up, I don't think you're going to continue to. Part of the problem is like ArenaNet seems to generally want to only make things that relate to the story instead of like, hey, here's a map over here. Like they won't just release some random map that has some new events and stuff. It's always going to be, or the content that is released is always related to the story in PvE.
That's good. Yeah, I'm still excited about new maps opening. It's just, it seems like if you have an overabundance of maps with an underabundance of people, you're going to have a hard time.
My question is, and there's no way of knowing this, right? This is all armchair speculation, but my question is, if they spent another month on Ember Bay, could they have finished the northern section, which feels incomplete? Could they have polished the story a little better, and could they have maybe added a meta boss for the event that happens there? Unfortunately, I don't think a month is enough to do all of that because that seems like a lot, but that's what really I feel like needed to be done in order to make that a more meaningful, long-lasting map.
Maybe, yeah. Because right now, there's not really meta events except for the big, the lantern lighting one's not that impressive.
If berries weren't as profitable to farm as they are, or easy to farm as they are, I don't know that the map would be nearly, or even after the nerf, I don't know that the map would be nearly as popular as it is.
Yeah. It is very beautiful, though. That's why I like it.
Sure, yeah, there's no doubt about that. I'm not, the art assets look great.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a meta event that takes place where the end result is opening frozen chests, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. I like the frozen chest idea. But it doesn't culminate into any kind of boss or any kind of...
And there's an area that just doesn't do anything.
And then there's an area in the north that does...
It's useless. It's actually pointless. The whole mechanic of the map with you must get the potion. The potion! So you don't get all cold and chilly. And it is worthless to go
there's no reason to go there. I honestly think that they're gonna push forward through there at some point to get to Jormag. Just at this point in time, there's no real point to the map other than farming.
It's just not finished.
Yeah,
they just forgot. They forgot.
There's more.
To do it.
I think there's. I don't know if it's that they forgot to do it. I think it's just that they're holding back on the release of the next thing because you're going to have to push through there to do something else in the next map or something like that. But you're right. It doesn't make sense that currently there's a map that you're trying to get a potion for to get into a certain area that doesn't have anything. Yeah, doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. That is true.
I talked about this on another podcast as well. If you look at Ember Bay, and I know Brazil's a big fan of Ember Bay, it's okay that there's not any sort of a meta event for Ember Bay, but then that means that the event bosses that spawn there need to be way more impactful and meaningful than they are. So that's sort of like, in my opinion, that's the big problem with that map.
I think Ember Bay's fine, honestly.
All this time you shit talk it, and now you say it's fine.
I don't like it. I don't think there's. I don't think
the events are fine at all.
I've never been I've never been of the position that they were good or that I liked them or anything like that. I just considering that 3 people play the map a day, I think it's fine.
Ace, you think they're too easy?
I mean,
I think that easy is, not only do I think they're not too easy, I think most of them are just flat and uninteresting. Like, you have Slothaur, and even after tuning him or her, whatever,
please don't gender shape.
It's still just not good.
Well, it dies instantly. Still.
That's the issue though. You don't get to see its mechanics.
Shoehorned juvenile humor into easy event chains that are loosely make sense, and it's just not for me. It's not for me. There are people that love it. There are people that love to see, oh, that's hilarious. There's a giant sloth eating its babies. Meme humor. There are people that like that, and that's fun. That is just fine. That is why the game theory guy has 20 million subscribers on YouTube, because juvenile shitty humor works for him. And whatever. It's not my thing. I don't like it. But
I haven't actually done the sloth fight in Ember Bay. What is the story behind it?
You've never done it?
Yeah, I have not done it.
You get food to feed the sloth.
DPS behind it.
And then the sloth comes out of the cave to eat the food, but then it starts going crazy and starts eating its own slublings. And you have to put the sloth down.
He's eating his own slublings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
It's her own slublings. It's the mama sloth.
Terrible.
If she eats her own slublings, and you have to beat her down to make her go back in the cage. It's actually fucked. They've enslaved the sloth, basically, is what's happening.
It sounds really terrible.
It's like kicking the chickens in that cave, too, in Bitterfrost Frontier.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? It's like animal abuse.
Juvenile humor.
It's like you just kick the chickens.
It is. Both of those events are literal animal abuse. That's very interesting. Is there any animal abuse in Bloodstone?
We need an option to
kill
free the slot.
you kill animals. You beat animals out of portals that they yeah. So I get
They're
that.
scared and they come out of portals,
Yeah.
so you just
kill them. Yeah.
Okay? There's animal abuse in each of the maps. Like this, I don't like. This is all stuff that is not designed for me. Like I don't care about any of that stuff. Give me the stuff to farm, and I'll get an ascended trinket or whatever. I'll do that. I don't care about the rest of the stuff. Like I would like the story to be more appealing to me, but it's not. So whatever. I'm not gonna whatever. But like the stuff that I do want to do, like fashion wars and raids and dungeons and fractals, like I'm happy to be vocal about that stuff because like it's just irritatingly poorly mismanaged. I don't like.
Well, I mean, the teams are small, and so it, development just takes a while.
Brazil, I watched your account tour video.
Yeah, and
you have a lot of human female characters.
And
he's just trying to play the meta. Boots, relax.
It's the meta. Yeah, it's good. You're following it. But it's weird that you have a power necro in that case.
What do you mean?
Because that's not the meta.
Fashion Force is getting harder. It takes 9 months for armor.
The thing about female Norns and female humans is that there are times where the female Norn is just objectively better because it's just a female human and the skins look better on it. Like just lol, if you put the profane female light armor on a human, it looks just trash. But on a female Norn, it looks how it's supposed to look.
Okay.
That's how it should look.
Speaking of meta, someone wanted us to talk about how kind of silly pugs are. And this is actually a real problem. We actually need Papa Nemesis back at this point because pugs actually don't understand that Engineer is good, that Condi Ranger is good, that Thief is good, that Guardian is good. They literally don't understand any class that isn't a Mesmer, a Druid, a Mesmer, a Ranger, a Warrior, or an Ellie. It's
really
actually
tired.
It's actually got to that point again. We need Nemesis back because people have forgotten that other classes exist and they're just gonna bash their heads into stuff with no defensive boons and they're just gonna die. Like I can't even imagine how bad a Pug Matthias would be. Like what the fuck?
I am sick and tired of hearing about how hard Engineer is to play. And this was something that I actually used to talk about. I used to say, yeah, Engineer is harder to play than everything else, but it's not. I've played Engineer a couple of times since I would say that. And Engineer is press Blowtorch, and then whatever the lightning bolt thing is, and then Poison Dart Volley. Then you go to Bomb Kit and use the Fire Bomb, the Concussion Bomb. And then you go to Grenades and throw the Shrapnel Grenades and the Ice Grenades. And then you just go back to Pistol and Blowtorch and just you just press the same buttons in a row.
There's that Reddit post. There's that Reddit post of me doing my rotation in an Condi NG, and it wasn't that hard looking. It was just like, yeah. I think the problem was that made it look harder was that he was tapping the skill many times before it cast, tapping the skill many times.
He had very high APM, very high APM.
I tend to do that with my buttons. I just smash the hell out of them.
That's how you know you're a pro player.
Not really. I just press the same button over and over again.
Actually, didn't they determine that reduces your DPS?
It's not by enough to matter.
What reduces your DPS?
Spamming keys.
Spamming auto attack reduces auto attack DPS.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that is if you walk or point your character or anything in a direction that makes it unnatural for the auto attack to hit the target, it just won't auto attack anymore. So you could not spam it and then just not get auto attack sometimes, or walk out of the melee range where it would work. And so it just doesn't matter either way. Yeah.
So you're saying the DPS uptime of spamming it is higher?
Just spam. Just spam. Just press everything. But I think it is actually a really big problem now. Like pugs have it's gone too far. They're all asking for like 400 insights, 300 insights, mate. Come on, guys. Like, come on. I have disproved this. I've got into a whole bunch of pugs as Revenant with full exotic and 200 like 300, 400 achievement points and no masteries. I still managed to break into some pugs. That was kind of fun. But I do get kicked a lot. It's pretty funny.
I had a conversation with a friend yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. He went into a pug and he has a gear checker, and he was gear checking people, and so he gear checked the Condi Necro, and the Condi Necro is using exotic rabid stuff with like traveler runes. And he asked the Necro, he says, "Hey, what gear are you using?" And the Necro says Viper. And so he says, could you ping the skins? I really want to see that skin. I want to preview the wardrobe of the Necro because he gets really mad and defensive. Like, I don't know, stuff like that is really amusing. It's funny. Funny.
Yeah, I use insight codes to get into some pugs. I did. But I mean, come on, who doesn't do that? It's like Bootsy Wootsy created pug groups for 150 insights when he had about 30 insights, okay? That guy didn't give a fuck. Who doesn't do that? Everyone's bullshitting with the insights anyway, okay?
That's too funny.
It's like, I don't know, pugs on EU have gone way too far. They are actually gimping themselves, and not in the good way, by basically picking classes that they suck at. And they don't understand why. They don't even know why that. This is what actually triggers me. They have no idea why they pick Ellie, right? They don't understand why Ellie is so good. And then they play Ellie and they do fucking 2k DPS. Like, well, maybe not 2k. They're like 10k DPS. Where they would do way more damage if they just pick Thief and auto attacked. It actually is just ridiculous.
Look, all I'm
Fucking
saying,
pugs, man.
all I'm saying is I'm not going to raid again until you let me use a Condi Guardian.
You can play Condi Guardian. We've done way more weird stuff than that. We've done fucking Healing Tempest. We've done stuff with Power NG. We've done Power Necro. We've had Power Necro. We've had.
Did you let me use a Trailblazer Condi Guardian?
We've done raids with Ventari Rev. You know, there's like we've done retarded shit. It really doesn't even matter. With Ventari Rev, it isn't even bad, but you'd never get into a pug with it, right? It's just I don't know. We've done really weird stuff. We've done the I formation. We've beaten raids with the I formation with one person per subgroup. You know, it's just I don't know. Like pugs have gone too far. Okay, pugs have gone too far.
Fractal pugs are the same way. They want it's like I was saying before, Viper Necro with one druid, and you have to have all the potions and food buffs for basic tier 4 Fractal stuff. It's hilarious.
Yep. But you know, just play Necros. Honestly, that is actually right. If you want to do Fractals, just play Necro. Like 4 Necros, Magi Druid, job done.
Condi Guard tank, new meta.
Condi Guard
Don't
tank.
start. I mean, it's sad, but I'm literally putting agony into my Necro just so I can get the Fractals done faster because they take way too long for me to finish with pugs currently.
Just play Necro. Why trigger you? Because I mean, you're not gonna get into pugs unless you're on Viper Necro, bro. It's like it's all that. If you look at this, is Brazil's fault. He did this. You look in the LFG, and what do you see? Viper Necro. And even the better thing is, they actually say stuff like Viper Necro meta, right? They actually say like Viper Necro is the meta build for Fractals. I love this shit. Pugs are just pugs. Oh, it's fucking hell, pure hell. I can understand.
Yeah, I mean, currently I do play my Rev in tier 4. I mean, that's the only one that it can do Fractals for me, but it's just easier and faster to find a group on Necro.
All right, here we go. MP, you have demonstrated that your intelligence is greater than almost everyone else here. 4 Necro, 1 Druid, Resident Sleeper. That is 100%. You have solved it. That is entirely the point.
4 Necro, 1 Druid. Guys, if you want to demonstrate that you have high IQ, everyone copy paste 4 Necro, 1 Druid, Resident Sleeper in the chat, please. And then we will all be a very intelligent stream. But yeah, it's totally brain dead, and you can just face roll everything. But there you go. Should they put enrage times on Fractal bosses? No, because Necros would still do it. You know, it doesn't matter. Yeah. It wouldn't even make a tiny bit of difference.
You don't even need a druid. That's true. I've seen groups where they just want all Viper
All
Necros. They don't even want a druid. It's the point is, it's very prevalent currently that's what you'll see in LFG. People aren't wrong. I have seen like the 1 PS, 1 druid, 1 chrono, blah, blah, blah comp. But I see the Viper Necro way more often.
And that's a bad composition, but people still like to play it.
Just join a group which doesn't ask for that. It's really just QQ, but there are a lot of groups that ask for this. And in raids, like 90% of groups are asking for 2 chronos, 2 druids, 2 warriors, and 4 Ellies. And that, in my opinion, is actually a bit of a problem. Meta is what's played, not what is best. It's irrelevant, though. It's like, I mean, in theory, on most bosses, like 2 chrono, 2 warrior, 2 druid, 4 Ellie is actually meta, but it's not. It's like meta, but not always. It's like saying Berserker Druid is meta, but Berserker Druid is probably a DPS loss for almost all raid groups, I would say, even. Like, there are so few raid groups where Berserker Druid is better than Magi Druid. Only people who actually know what they're doing should play Berserker Druid, otherwise just play Magi Druid. It's like Minstrel Chrono, right? It's like the damage from Berserker Chrono absolutely does matter if you're going for some kind of record, unless it's on, Veil Guardian, some weird shit. Okay, but then Minstrel Chrono will just make your team just not die. Same with Magi Druid. Like, not playing Condi Druid. Fine, Condi Druid. It's like, Condi Druid is even worse, though. It's like, your average pug is gonna fucking heal for like 10 with Condi Druid. They're not gonna do anything. So it's just fucked. Like, people don't understand why they're playing what they're playing for. Meta stand for most effective tactic available. There you go, then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, the real meta is there are a number of changes that are more efficient on a number of bosses, but people just run the basic meta and never change, which means they're not playing optimally all the time. But generally speaking, the average is pretty good for them, I guess.
You really like to sell Minstrel Chrono? Because I really like Minstrel Chrono. I think Minstrel Chrono is really cool. You'll all see soon, my friends. You'll all see soon.
Wait, you haven't made the video yet?
No?
No, he's been delaying, and he's just been... Yeah, guys, it's coming. Don't worry about it.
It is.
One day.
If it's not out in 2 weeks, I'm making it myself.
Well, I mean, you're just going to get flamed by Lewis again, so it won't matter. He's in chat right now. He's going to call you trash.
Yeah.
He's going to get you.
Yeah.
And then it's going to turn out that Boots was actually right.
Boots was always right. Boots was always right. You've been saying that for the past 5 months. It's true. That is true. Yeah, where's your Revenant build video, Inks?
Working on it. Actually, I have 2 or 3 videos ready to go. I just haven't been able to upload anything. My internet keeps crashing. Feels bad.
Well, there you go, then.
You should VPN onto my network and upload them. Actually, that wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it wouldn't help.
If it crashes, then it goes the connection.
Yeah. Wow,
yeah, this last week my connection's been really spotty and really bad. I tried to upload a couple of times and I just gave up.
If you ever want to watch US Netflix or anything, hook me up. Use my VPN.
Actually, I need to set one up for myself again. The one I used to have just doesn't work anymore. Netflix was just blocking it at every turn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they got good at it, bastards.
Well, I don't know, guys. Wait, what were we even talking about? It's kind of got a little bit off track there. Yeah, pugs.
Whatever.
Be adults, guys. Accept other classes. They're not all trash. There are other classes except Elementalists that can do damage, okay? It's as simple as
Teapot, there's nothing more adult in the entire universe than throwing a hissy fit, saying, I'm right, and stamping your feet and not listening to anyone else.
that.
Because we have a new, the first king of the United States.
King.
Does exactly that.
Emperor, I think you
And
mean.
Emperor.
he has been elected king now.
God Emperor? Wait, hang on. Let me get the Trump face back. Here we go. Hello? Ah! Yeah!
If you throw temper tantrums and stamp your feet, then that is the very definition of adult.
There you go.
Yeah, it's true.
So, Boots, how are you? How are you enjoying your experience so far?
Yeah. You're American.
In the new city.
I'm kind of helping you. This is the face of your emperor.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, it's kind of nice down here. It's a lot warmer, and news is terrible though. Just I watching the news makes me depressed.
Don't watch it. It's not. I haven't watched the news since I was 13 years old.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Makes me really depressed watching the news.
When I was there over holidays, I used to watch it with my mom and stepdad and stuff at night, and it's just how many people got shot, mugged, robbed, or whatever. Sports and weather that's never accurate. That's basically the news.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
That's why you make your own news.
Yeah. He's gonna build a wall to keep the Canadians out as well.
CNN make up their own news.
They're fake news, Brazil. Come on, Trump said it, so that must.
Guys, please.
He's actually.
I can't take it.
Come on, CNN is fake news. If Trump said it, it must be true. Would Trump? Do you think Trump would lie to you, Boots? Come on.
Oh no, never. I mean, 1.5 million people would never.
He's gonna make America great again. He's gonna build a wall. He's gonna build a wall, okay?
He's got a meeting at the end of the month with Mexico.
Exactly. He's gonna make them pay
that wall idea.
He's gonna make them pay for the wall. Yeah. He's gonna do it. He's gonna get them good. Like, the wall just got 10 feet higher. Yeah. Because when Mexico said they wouldn't pay for the wall, they got to pay for the wall now. Hey, I mean, you can help build it, Boots.
Yeah.
You could be hired.
Yeah.
It'd be your job.
Wait, hey, you might as well, right? Surely. You might as well get some free money.
After you're done the wall, he's got a real great project where he wants you to build a giant orb for space. A defense system.
What?
Wait, what?
Is he making a Death Star?
He's gonna take over the world.
Brazil, it's not a Death Star. It's a
defense orb, tactical defense orb.
Orbital platform to keep America safe. Come on, Brazil, jeez.
Yeah.
So what?
Sense.
He played Spore and he saw what Uber turrets were, and he's determined that we have to make that technology now.
Hang on,
It's
Marty's
just
thinking something.
everything he says and everything, like the freaking guy making the press conferences, the press briefings, it's just like so what North Korea would do. It's terrible.
It's not North Korea. I don't think it's that bad yet.
No, not yet. No, and it probably won't ever get that bad, but just the fact that it's going like, oh yeah, biggest ever, and don't even dispute it. Definitely biggest ever. If you say it's not, you're lying and you're stupid.
And you should be ashamed.
No, it's as bad as it may get. It's not as worse. It's not as bad as Germany. So we'll always have that going for us.
Well, there we go.
Trump may be an idiot, but he's not a terrorist like Merkel. So we have that.
That's a good point. It isn't. It's North America, not North Korea. That makes sense, Marto. I like that. That's just solid logic. Yeah. Wait, what the fuck? Your boy takes Russian piss showers? Wait, what the fuck? Well, that escalated pretty quickly there.
You guys haven't heard about all of that?
Well, yeah,
I
but
did hear about
wasn't
that.
it bullshit? I don't know.
Yeah, 4chan made a fake document and sent it to BuzzFeed, and they thought it was real because it was hateful towards Trump, and they published
God.
it.
Like all media is just is dank memes right now.
News.
Everything is fake news. This podcast is fake news. We are fake news.
we are fake news.
We're actually fake news. None of what you just heard is true, guys. Like,
Should we just change the name to the Guild Wars 2 Fake News Podcast?
Okay, I'm changing the title now. TeaTime Fake News. There we go. It's changed. It's done. I don't even know. I think we've kind of ground to a halt here. Well, we've ascended to new heights actually. We're a political show now. This is gameplay, high quality gameplay. But it is now time for us to say goodbye. All good things do come to an end. Brobo, you're not coming on TeaTime.
You gotta pay for that.
Yeah, you have to pay Ectos. You have to pay Ectos just like you pay Ectos to stay in QT, okay? So there we go. Oh no! He's being added to the call. Holy shit.
Damn it, Brazil.
Well, okay, there we go. But, okay, let's explain who we are. Let's go Brazil first. Brazil, who are you? Do you make videos?
I make fake news.
You make fake news.
Yeah, I'm a member of QT. I DDoS Inks' internet every time he uploads a video. I also remotely trigger the fire alarm in his building. I broke
Hey,
it.
that was Boots today.
That was me. That was me.
Oh yeah, that was good. I get mad at a lot of stuff. Oh hey, he's here.
Oh,
Sweet.
Robo?
Robo?
Hello?
Hey,
Hey, bro.
Wow,
Hello?
fake news like the light armor legendary pick Dolphy leaked me. Good job, Dolphy.
I don't think Dolphy leaks any pics,
Sure.
but yeah, I don't know. Subscribe to Brazil GW2 on Twitter and give me an.
Do it right now. Okay, let's see. What about MMO Inks? Who is MMO Inks?
Can you hear
My
me?
name is Brobo Frodo.
Can't hear you.
I'm a member of QT. I'm really great. You should go watch my videos.
Like and subscribe.
Watch
BroboFrodo.com.
me break out of the aerodrome.
Yeah, that's good. That's his greatest triumph.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe Inks, you're going to be making Revenant meta again soon. Actually,
Well, if some of the rumors are true, I mean, a lot. Something might be changing soon. So who knows? That might get put off again because something changes. But eventually there'll be a Revenant guide. I have a couple other videos that I'm trying to do, but
Do you think they
gotta
would...
love Black Lion chests. Yeah, good stuff.
that's content. That's
Do you
content.
think they would? You know how they increase the duration of the justice passive in PvP?
Wait,
Do you think they would extend that to PvE?
I think they should have done. I genuinely don't understand why they didn't.
I think they should.
Because think about it, Condi Guardian is hell trash.
That would make Condi Guardian the best build ever made in the world.
It would certainly make it better for sure.
The best
Best
build.
ever.
I don't understand why they wouldn't do that. It's like, well, you know what, we're gonna make Burn Guardian a thing in PvP, but we don't give a fuck about PvE. Okay, well, we're just gonna test our skill split for no reason, just to kind of troll.
It would.
Pranked.
It would, if they doubled it like they did there, it would increase the DPS by like 10k.
Yeah,
Maybe it's too much.
It'll be a lot better. They could change it a
it'd be
little
too
bit.
much.
Maybe a little bit they could change it. Nike says it is happening.
Wait, what did you say is happening?
They're gonna buff Condi Guardian. They're gonna take the PvP change, the duration increase, and put it into the PvE as well.
Oh,
Okay,
it still won't
you
be a
heard it
thing?
here first. Condi Guardian then.
Yeah. So that
It's my
actually
new build.
that segues very nicely into our third host, Reno, who is Boots, but World of Boots, World of Enders.
World of Enders, Bootspur.
Condi
I am
Guardian,
the
he was ahead of his time.
originator and creator of the Condi Guardian. If you're going to be using it after this next patch, you can thank me and only me. So also you have to pay royalties. And yeah, that's about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
There we go. And then, boy, yeah, great introduction there. And then it's just me left. If you've enjoyed this, guys, follow the stream. Just do it. And then subscribe as well. You got to give me that money. You got to, if you don't subscribe, Nemesis will get you. And you trust me, you guys don't want that, okay? His wrath is terrible. He'll make you play a hybrid necromancer. And then that will be really quite something, wouldn't it? But yeah. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream. It's been an exciting tea time. We've made content out of no content. We're actually magic. We have taken the Lunar New Year, and we have taken the Year of the Cock, and we've made it into this wonderful podcast for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Follow the stream. Follow me on Twitter, because Inks still has more followers than me. I mean, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Hey, don't let Teapot surpass me.
What? No.
Make sure you follow me on Twitter.
Nah, unfollow MMO Inks, follow me. You guys know what to do, okay? I'm gonna...
They will actually listen to you. Don't do that.
No. Follow Inks as well. Inks, follow everyone here. All these guys are fucking legends. We've been doing tea time for a million years now through all of the content drought.
Go to every single one of Ink's videos and flag it for verbal abuse.
Oh my god, please don't.
Well, goodbye to Inks' channel. It's gone now. Goodbye. There we go. That's all for now, guys. We're gonna host Alex RPG Shack because he's streaming right now. How about that? That's pretty cool.
Dang, nice. Go request some song requests.
Yeah. Give him some song requests. You guys know what to do. Okay, you guys know what to do. And also, go on, seeing as Brobo's here, go check out Brobo's channel as well. Brobo QT. You can find that in, just by putting that in YouTube. He does some rotation videos. He's got Matthias Kill. He's got something else on there as well. Can't remember exactly what he's got there. But there you go. And thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your existence until you come back to the stream, which is tomorrow. So come back and watch us do raids. The same raids we've been doing for 7 months. Feels fucking bad, man. But yeah, we love you. Goodbye, my friends.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.